Story till now. Truth about Sir's bloodline is revealed. A priest at the church seeks Lola and is willing to help the players. Jeff hands off the laptops to the Glasswalker. Henry seeks answers from his primogen about the voices. And so, the story continues.
So Henry, you are in the Humvee with Sir driving, and Emma is in the back seat regaling him about roses and the process of natural crossbreeding that they use in order to create variants of roses.
It's a blast, man, let me tell you.
And you are currently seeking Ada, which is your clan's primogen, in hopes to get some answers about the voices you've been hearing. On the drive, you leave greater downtown Nashville and you come to a much older neighborhood just on the outskirts. Some homes are very ran down with bars on the windows and unkept yards. It looks like the city has taken their front yards to the point where there's almost none in order to widen roads and things of that nature. And it's a cool enough area in the night that there are people out on their porches hanging out, talking and things of that nature. And you guys pull up to what would be described as an old Victorian style home. It's about 3 floors and it's raised up on a little hill with some concrete stairs going up to it. And there is a sign that is illuminated, and on it it says, grab the proper name here, Dr. Keir's therapist. And this is the location that Victor had given you.
Oh boy, a shrink. Well, if Sir hasn't noticed, I'm gonna tell him this is the place. We need to stop here.
I'll pull over.
Okay.
All right, I'd prefer it if you guys stayed here. I'll be back. If you need to go anywhere, I can send you one of those text things or something.
Are you sure, Henry?
Yeah, I think I need to do this alone, maybe. I'm gonna hop out of the car and go up and give the door some very solid knocks.
You hear a voice from beyond the door, and it's a pretty heavy door. When you hit it, you can tell this is an older door, definitely used original materials in order to refurbish and keep the building up to date. A lady's voice greets you from beyond the door. I'm coming. Give me just a moment, please. And
yes, ma'am.
Shortly after, the door opens, and it's 2 people. There is a gentleman. Looks like had been crying at one point. Looking back, saying thank you to a lady who is standing there with blonde hair that is pulled tightly back into a bun, with makeup very precisely done, and she's fairly tall for a female, pale skin, not a freckle to be seen, and a deep plunging satin red top and a pair of nice black slacks with boots that come up to her knees. And she is gently patting this individual on the shoulder and goes, it's okay, hun. Like, I look forward to our next meeting. Just work on the things that I told you we need to work on, and we'll see how you progress over the next month. And he's like, thank you, ma'am. And he nods to you and goes past you. She looks up at you and goes, Mr. Urza, please come in.
Oh, okay.
And she waves you into the foyer, and it is definitely an older building because you can hear the wood creak under your weight, but it is still pretty sturdy. And she kind of points you to the left to go into an open doorway, double wide doorway.
Okay, I'll make my way into the room.
It's a well-furnished office with 2 chairs situated towards a desk where you could easily like face the person who is behind the desk. Nice area rug, bookcases that are full, various different like not really motivational posters, but posters that kind of like use psychology to encourage a better self-reflection.
No hang in there cat poster.
No. Just adornments of very much a psychiatrist's office, but in a very mature way. You hear the door shut behind you and her boots hitting the floor across the wood floor as she follows you into that space. And then she sits behind the desk and looks at you and goes, Mr. Urza, it's been a while. How is your medicine doing?
What?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's outdated now, mind you, but you were on lithium last time I saw you in Bedlam.
Oh, yeah, I don't really take that so much anymore.
I see. Were you having side effects that you didn't like?
No, it was more a procurement issue. We'll go with that.
Oh, okay, that's understandable. It is outdated, so I would assume you would probably come off of something like that. Have you been seeing anybody since? It dawned on you. You know Ada Kieran. She was a practicing nurse in Bedlam when you were still human.
Well, that's fun.
You remember her being like the person you are talking to right now.
Boy, oh boy.
A little bit of time passes and she's like, well, if are you looking for a reevaluation to get on new medications?
No, I've got some other questions for you. I've been hearing things and seeing things, but not like the normal.
What do you... Okay, so your psychosis maybe has gotten worse?
I don't quite know if that's it. Because if it were that, I don't think it would hurt.
She looks down at her desk with her hands folded on top of it. She goes, interesting. Hearing voices, potentially headaches, migraines. Sounds like your condition's progressing. You know me, I'm kind of against putting people in hospitals. I was never too keen on working at Bedlam anyway. I will be right back. I'm going to step upstairs for a minute to where my library is and see if we can find something that might help you, some kind of therapy that might help you. Just give me a few minutes. You're welcome to look around and whatnot, only on the first floor, please. And she stands up and excuses herself, and you hear her going up the creaky steps. Do you stay seated? Do you look around?
I think I'm gonna take a cursory glance around, just kind of snoop a little without, digging into things that would potentially get me in trouble. So, like, look at stuff that's just kind of visible on the desk.
Okay. So everything in this room is meticulously placed. if you choose to shift anything, just to like lift it up, look at it for a second and put it back down, the little bit of dust that is present, you can tell these objects are not moved.
That's interesting.
This woman looks exactly like Ada, the one that whispered in your ear, the one that met you at the prince's meeting when you first came to town. This is her adjacent.
Okay, I guess, is that something that Henry himself would pick up on, or?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You recall when you met her the first time, she spoke to somebody past your shoulder, somebody that wasn't there. You know there is another room across the foyer that was open as well, and she did say you were welcome to wander around downstairs.
Let's head that way.
Okay. You get up from your chair and you go across the foyer. You still hear her kind of like bumping around above you. And as you go into the other room, it's more of a relaxed area. There is actual couches and books that seem to be more gauged towards general reading instead of psychiatric care. And you notice that this room is a little less meticulous in general. You find hints of chaos throughout it. One stack of papers is very meticulously stacked. No page is sticking out too far and is perfectly symmetrical with the table it's sitting on. But right next to it, there is a small pile that is shrewded, and the handwriting, though similar, is different. A slight different angle, a little bit more aggressive with the pen, so there's deeper impressions versus the soft touch on the more meticulous one.
Okay. Picking up and flipping through that meticulously stacked one, is there anything that stands out specifically, or is it just generic paperwork?
For the meticulously stacked one, it is generic paperwork. Different notes about patients, all marked from today.
Gotcha. A myriad of HIPAA violations that I'm committing. I gotcha.
Yep.
Scanning through the mess, anything that stands out?
The messy one is a little bit more interesting. There are notes dealing with various Malkavian and kindred stuff that a Primogen would keep up with.
Okay.
Like requests to leave the city, requests to come into the city, things like that.
Gotcha. Well, heading out over to the room, I'm assuming she is within shouting distance up there?
You would assume, yeah.
I'm just gonna very, very politely yell up, you know, I realized I never asked your name.
And you hear the boots move across the floor over to a space near the top of the stairs, and you hear her voice kind of bellow down. It's Ada here. You know me. I used to treat you.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That's understandable. I think I'm getting close, so just a little bit more patience, please.
Yep.
And she goes back to what she's doing. Oh, and then you hear her boots come back and her bellow down again. Do you need any tea?
No.
Are you sure? I've got some scones as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. You hear her boots walk back deeper into the room that she's in. You get a sense that there's some disconnect.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how to repair that disconnect. Because I know precisely what's going on as a player. It's just... Oh, Jesus. gonna just loudly yell up, I really need to speak to the Primogen.
The what? She pokes her head.
Motherfucker.
Pokes her head out around the door frame at the top of the stairs. What's a Primogen?
Just never mind.
Oh, okay. And she goes back into the room. The large grandfather clock that is sitting in the hallway begins to chime that it is now... What time was it? Around... Was it midnight? 1? Something like that? I know it's pretty late in the tooth for you guys. I'd say it's probably around 1. It begins to chime that the 1 o'clock has occurred. And you hear her boots go across the hallway. Still upstairs. You hear a door slam. And you hear various things being moved. Something's thrown. And then finally, quiet. And then you hear the door open again. And then you start hearing steps coming down the staircase.
Just gonna throw out an Ada, everything okay?
Huh? What? Who's here?
Henry Urza?
Henry, what the hell are you doing in my house?
You let me in.
She appears around the corner and the red satin dress shirt is no longer tucked in. The pants have been replaced with fuzzy pajama pants that appear to have duckies on it, and a pair of house slippers. The hair is no longer nicely pulled back into a bun, but is like a proverbial mess. And the makeup is mostly removed, but slightly smeared. Raccoon eyes. What are you... Okay, I think I know what's going on. She walks up closer to you, and as she looks past your left shoulder, I'm guessing... Yeah. So what do you need, hun? About the voices, I'm assuming?
Yeah, they've been getting worse.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
They're outside of the norm, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really have any answers. I just know that you've got something happening to you, voices. The gift doesn't really give me much detail. Sorry you had to see me like that.
Let me tell you, it was very confusing.
You're welcome to live with it.
I mean, I don't think I have much of a choice, to be honest, so...
She just kind of nods and, yeah, I've known you since Bedlam. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got... She looks past you, looks at the table behind you. I apparently have papers to file. I'm sorry, I wish I could be of more help, but I don't know what's doing the voices. I just know that you have them. I occasionally hear them when I'm in range of you.
Okay. I mean, is there anything you could do to maybe try and look into it for me?
I mean, I can. I think Mortimer and me were supposed to meet in a couple of days. I could probably ask Mortimer about it.
I would greatly appreciate that.
I mean, he knows about as much as I think Elizabeth does. They are Tremere. They do deal with that occasionally. But I mean, I don't know if this is magic-based or ghost-based or... Who knows? I guess I'll figure it out, maybe, if I remember.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep talking to Elizabeth about it and see what she says. I know her only lead so far is that she thinks it's the psychic attack, but that's kind of as far as we got.
Oh, psychic attack. Interesting. Ooh. I don't really talk to any of my Giovanni contacts anymore. They think I'm crazy. And her hand shoots past your right hand side, and opens a drawer beside you where there are some Sharpie markers. She grabs one out and writes on the inside of her right arm, talk to Mortimer about Henry. And just, hopefully this doesn't wash off. At least not by then.
Here's hoping.
Might get confusing. And she does like this weird little meh face.
Well, and just in case you find anything, let me get your number and I'll reach out to you so you have mine. I'd get it off of this thing, but I don't really know how, so...
That's understandable. I don't know how to...
me.
I don't really know how to use it either. I still use landlines. And she's scratching her head and making the rat nest that has become her hair very quickly into a worse rat's nest. And she just starts kind of wandering off and goes into the office where you originally had sat down. And she picks up one of the cards and brings it to you, which is the business card for the therapy.
Okay. Is there any specific time that I should call to talk to, like, you?
Oh, I'm me. I'm always me.
Yeah, but the you that knows about, like, all of this, you know.
Oh. Okay, so that's kind of random. Most days I'm Primogen? Me? After 1 a.m. Most days.
Okay.
Occasionally, she's less of a fucking controlling bitch, when she knows I have to go to meetings. That's if I know I have to go to one. If it's short notice, there's no guarantee she lets me go.
Okay. I'm assuming the drawer with the Sharpies is probably still left wide open.
Absolutely.
I'm going to grab one and write 1 a.m. on the back of the card.
Okay. She's like, is there anything else? I kind of want to get washed up. I hate wearing that crap she puts on.
I think my last question is I've also been having some dreams again, and I don't know if it's connected or not, but I would really appreciate it if they stopped. Is there anything you know about that?
Well,
by chance?
honestly, that's probably just your gift. Like, Kindred, we don't dream.
Okay.
And you can't really stop the blood, unfortunately.
Goody.
So if you're dreaming about stuff, it's something that the blood's trying to tell you.
Oh boy. Okay. That's not good. Just, I guess, be careful then.
Oh. Yeah. I guess as careful as I can be. And she just does another weird little wonky face.
Fair enough.
I have bear mace.
You know, very fitting.
Oh yeah, your last name. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I guess that's all I needed. I'll be in touch, and I guess if you find anything out, just send word to Victor or the twins, and they'll reach out to me.
She just kind of stops for a second and it looks like she's thinking really hard.
I'm just gonna kind of cock my head and look at her like, yes?
I made you, didn't I?
You know, that's a revelation I think I'm starting to have today.
Oh, damn, I have a kid. She
Okay.
just kind of looks up at you.
Okay, Ada, it's been nice. I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay. Have fun, son. She waves at you as you head towards the door.
Yep, and when we get back, when I get back in the car. God, she's rubbing off on me. Oh God. I'm gonna look at Sir and just tell him I need to go home.
Didn't go too well, I take it.
That's one way to put it.
Emma's gonna put her hand on Henry's shoulder and go, "Are you okay?
As I ever was.
Would plants cheer you up?"
God, no.
She just gives you like this weird goofy grin. And then when we say no, go, "Oh," and leans back.
All right. Jumping back to Duncan and Jeff. Jeff, you get back into the car after watching Rosa daintily walk back in with the laptops in tow. What do you guys want to do from here?
I don't think we had much planned, so if I hadn't already, I'll get back in the car. So that's my little errand out of the way. Do you have anything you want to get done?
No, don't really have anything on the agenda for now. I mean, we can just go ahead and head to the Haven.
Your phone rings, Duncan.
I answer it.
In a thick Irish accent. Duncan, is this you?
It is.
Hey, it's Clara. So the kids are getting on board right now, and William is helping them get settled. We should be landing probably about 8 o'clock tomorrow.
PM?
Yeah. Will you be able to receive us when we get there?
Not at 8 p.m.
It will be dark by 8 p.m.
But even if it's dark by 8 p.m., it doesn't mean I will be awake yet.
You wake up around 7.
How far is the airport from?
About 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. Is there something or somebody we should be looking for at the luggage pickup?
Just look for me. I'll be there.
No offense, Duncan. I have no idea what you look like.
You'll recognize me.
Take your word for it. All right, I gotta get on.
See you shortly.
She hangs up.
So back to the Haven.
Back to the Haven.
Do y'all have any discussion on the way there?
Even if Jeff were to try to have a conversation, I'm gonna be basically in my head for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff would probably immediately pick up on that, especially after overhearing the conversation. He'd just be like, "Yeah, nope, not even gonna try." he's just gonna sit and fiddle with his phone, and when that bores him, sit quietly and crack his knuckles. I want to talk, but I don't want to. Nope. Let's just sit here and stare out the window.
All right. Y'all get back to the Coterie Haven, and as you pull up, you notice that everything is pretty quiet.
Did everybody leave?
There's nobody there. All your human guards are actually at the Prince's Haven, so.
Does anything look suspicious as we're pulling in? Like, doors slightly ajar, lights on, anything of that nature?
There's new tagging on the wall. Some fresh spray paint.
Anything suspicious about said paint?
Nah, you've seen it all over the neighborhood. It's probably some punk kids.
Should we take a look around?
Yeah, just to be on the safe side, check all the little ins and outs and hiding holes.
Yes. double check things, get this place showed up.
I need both of you to roll me wits plus intelligence or wits plus awareness. Okay. So, Jeff, when you're wandering around, kind of like checking out some of the satellite buildings, you come across a sound that perks your interest up. And as you begin to investigate it, you find a couple of bats have made a home in one of the satellite buildings.
You guys have no idea how fitting it is that you're here.
And Duncan, as you are checking around and whatnot, you find a couple of more spray paint taggings that look fairly fresh. And one of them has drawn a strongest shape. And that is what you guys find.
Alright, I'll head inside, see if anything, like, into the main area and see if they've tampered with anything inside.
Everything appears to be exactly as you guys left it.
Alright, I'm gonna take a seat at the table and shoot a text to Elizabeth letting her know that the pups should be arriving tomorrow by 8 p.m.
You send that to Elizabeth or Liz?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth does not actually use a phone.
Well, then I would send it to Liz.
Okay. Liz responds with, "Ooh, cool. Do you need me to reach out to Silver?"
Yeah, and pass it along to Elizabeth as well.
Okay, will do. And sends you a little puppy gift. Alright, so since you guys seem to be settling into the haven for the evening, Sir, Henry, and Emma, do you guys have any discussions on the way back to the haven?
I'm just staring out the window, contemplating my life.
Emma has her arms crossed and is just grumpy that Henry doesn't want to listen to plants.
Sir doesn't really have much to say.
Okay. Y'all pull into the gravel drive and see that Duncan's GTO is already parked. And there is a small hue of light coming from behind the pull-apart doors that make the front of the base.
All right, I'm out of here. And then I walk towards the building.
Thing.
I'm gonna slowly start making my way in.
Henry is dejected. Y'all open the door to find both Jeff and Duncan at the meeting table in the center of the primary room. Just kind of chilling.
When I walk in, I'll just be like, something is up with the big guy. I don't know what his problem is.
We're just gonna get the dirtiest look from me.
I'll give you a look back and just kind of shrug, like,
Oh, looking over at Duncan and Jeff. How'd your adventure go tonight, you two?
Well, we handed the laptops over, so Rose is going to look into those. Met another one of her friends. What was her name? Tuana.
Oh, you met Joanna? She's great. Ray of sunshine, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, she loved me.
What, so you got two girlfriends now, Jeff?
Still 0, technically. Nothing official.
If vampires could blush.
Yep.
Well, you'll get it one day, Tiger.
Hope so. Anyway, how did you go?
You know, could have been better, but we don't need to talk about that too much.
Are you sure? You seem like you have a lot on your mind.
Well, you know, I did just meet with the Malkavian Primogens, so give him kind of a look, because that should be pretty self-explanatory as to how my evening went.
Just sit there and nod. Yeah.
I would say, you should know full fucking well, huh?
Duncan has only met the version that happens after 1 o'clock.
Which is just enough for me to be like, yep, understood. Sir, I may need to use the SUV tomorrow.
Of course, anything you need.
I'll leave you the keys to the GTO if you need to run any errands.
So, just an FYI, that will not be enough to transport them.
Oh, I understand. But the GTO is surely not going to fit any of them.
You would probably need both the vehicles to transport everybody.
Nah, Jeff's gonna hit up one of them 24-hour U-Hauls. Or not Jeff, Duncan. No, I don't know why Jeff would.
I mean, he rode in the back of one.
Actually, I may need one other driver, and we may need to see about procuring another SUV.
Oh, hey. You know, Emma's been wanting to learn how to drive. Maybe she could do it.
Why are you volunteering me for things now?
I mean, you were saying you should learn how to drive. I just thought that
Learning how to drive and driving somewhere unknown are two very different things.
Learn by doing.
You know what? Why don't you learn how to use a phone first?
I'm trying. More than you can say. As I say that, I'm gonna hold up my phone, kind of stick out my tongue, and then promptly drop my phone.
Hold on, I need to roll a damage check.
That was for all the plant talk earlier, Emma.
That's not nice.
It survives.
Nice case.
What, nice what now?
Phone case. Didn't break.
It
What's
is a
that?
Nokia.
Just a brick.
God, I just thought about that, because that would use T9. Imagine Henry not being good with technology, having big hands, trying to use T9 texting.
Yeah.
Every text message would just be face roll on the keyboard, basically.
Sausage fingers.
So, sir, I may need you to come with me tomorrow, and it's going to be an early evening field trip.
Interesting. Where are we headed?
Pick up some relatives.
That's vague.
You'll know more later.
I trust you.
I mean, I thought Vague was Duncan's middle name.
Not wrong.
Hey, while I'm thinking about things, do we have any empty blood bags around here?
I believe there was a few left.
You might want to rummage through the
Empty?
trash can.
Because I think I'm going to start trying to store some of my blood. Don't worry, I will mark it clearly.
I have to look into that mechanic, Dart, because I feel like with vampire blood, it can't be stored the same way as human blood because of how thick it is.
I looked into this. It can be stored. It loses all of the normal properties that vampires would gain from it, but it keeps the ability to make ghouls.
Okay.
To feed ghouls
If you
for 3 days.
if you can send me that reference material, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That one was one of those. I know in previous editions you could not do it. Like, they basically said once it leaves your body, if it's for an extended time, it basically was useless. So if they change that with 5, that'd be nice to know. So, is there any other interpersonal interactions you guys want to do before we wrap up that evening?
Emma is going to look around at the people that she's surrounded with and scrunch her eyebrows and just look at each one of them. Like, who the fuck are these people? And then walk to wherever she sleeps.
She's just now asking herself that.
That is correct.
She finally came to the realization she knows nothing about any of us.
Yup.
We're not plants. It's not important.
It wasn't until that moment.
An interpersonal. I think I've had enough interpersonal for today.
And I've got pretty much nothing to say outside of spending the time it takes to try and get my blood to flow into a blood bag.
Good luck with that, Captain.
It's just one of those, it'll work, but it's just kind of like waiting for ice cream to slowly go through a straw.
That's not an image I wanted in my head.
Blood milkshake.
That's kind of the consistency I imagine it has, like slightly melted milkshake.
Bad oil.
It's like syrup.
Mm.
Molasses.
Okay. So with that being said, as you guys start to feel the pull of sleep, each of you find your way to your bunk. And the moon goes down and the sun makes its way across the sky. And as it goes beneath the horizon, the younger of you, as far as generation go, begin to wake up. Starts out with like 12th gen, then 11th, then 10, then 9, and so on and so forth.
I thought the older generations woke up first.
Nope. Unless they have a perk.
Huh.
The thinner the blood, the more human you are. So you're more likely to wake up easier.
Interesting. I would have thought it was the other way around. Like, the more powerful your connection, the easier you find it to wake up. You know, the less affected you are by the sun.
No. Okay.
Interesting.
That's one of the big issues in Vampire the Masquerade, with dealing with like the Anarchs or the Catif. Because their blood is so thin, they might as well be human. They don't like the fact that they are so human-like. They tend to still have the ability to blush and all the other things that older generation vampires don't have. Like waking up early.
Look at it this way. It's a disease. As you have it for longer, the symptoms get worse.
Yeah, no, that tracks.
That's also why the older generations, like the Methuselahs and stuff like that, tend to go to sleep and stay asleep for long periods of time. Because their sleep isn't really sleep, it's torpor.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's just kind of where I was at with it. I was like, with the assumption that, you know, torpor is, at least for the sleep variant, it's brought on by, you know, the sun affecting the blood. It made sense in my head that as the vampire side of things got stronger, they could resist those effects easier.
Nope.
Yeah.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, no. It makes sense both ways. It was just I had it backwards.
It's like real life. The older you get, the harder sleep calls you.
Mm-hmm. And if I remember correctly, that means Jeff and Emma are the first awake.
Depending on how it went last night, I'm probably still sat somewhere with a blood bag stuck in my arm, waiting.
Propped up in his bed.
Yep, it's like, Is it done yet?
Look over, give you a very weird look, then get up and walk out the room, just confirming once again, who the fuck are these people?
As Emma is leaving the room, Faze, you begin to awaken. Henry, you begin to awaken.
I'll look around, make my way out of my room, head down to the little meeting area, and just take a seat, expecting others to be coming up soon.
Yep. Couple more minutes pass, and Sir and Duncan, you wake up.
You ready for the field trip, sir?
Dangles the keys. Ready when you are.
Jingle jangle.
Alright, we are on a time schedule. We need to get this done.
Okay. So, what is the game plan? Are you just taking both of the vehicles? Are you trying to procure a secondary vehicle within that time frame?
We need to get a secondary SUV-esque vehicle.
It would take you too long to go all the way to the PMC's original base to pick one up. The only other SUV that you are acutely aware of is Sean's.
I will shoot a text to Liz asking if we can borrow Sean's SUV.
You do not get a text back.
I will shoot a text to Sean asking if I can borrow his SUV.
You get a message from Sean. Oh, yeah, I just got here. When should I expect you?
In the next couple minutes.
Yeah, no problem. We'll see you when you get here.
Alright, so, sir, we need to swing by the church and pick up Sean's SUV so that we have adequate seating for the family.
Sounds like a plan. I'll drive.
Alright, I hop in the passenger seat.
Okay. Takes you from where you're at. It takes about 5 minutes to get to the church, and Sean is coming out the front door about the time you guys are pulling in, and he just kind of does like a little half-ass jog over to the SUV where you guys, I'm assuming, park right behind it, and offers the keys towards the passenger window.
Is there anything you need to get out of it?
Oh, no. This is business use. You're fine.
Alright.
He does a little jaunt back inside. You finally get a text message from Liz. Yeah, I don't see why you can't borrow it.
I'll respond to it. We're outside. He already gave me the keys. We'll be swinging back by Port Elizabeth to meet the family on our way back through.
Okay. Enjoy your trip.
We'll get out, and as I'm getting out, sir, just follow and stick close. And then I will jump in the other SUV and start heading towards the airport.
Got it.
Okay. With traffic and everything, about 20 minutes passes and you guys get to the pickup lane of the airport.
I will get out and I will head inside to the luggage area and find where they're going to be, like what terminal they'll be coming out from.
Okay. You see the international flight from Ireland will be at Terminal 3, and it looks like the luggage is already starting to do the roundabout.
Alright, I will head towards Terminal 3.
As you get over there, you see a fairly slight build woman with red hair standing, holding the hands of two children, and a man standing slightly off from her, holding the hands of two other children, and them daisy chaining, holding two other children's hands. The guy resembles one of your uncles from when you were human.
I will approach the female, lean in real close, and just whisper McRippy.
You hear a low growl escape from her chest as she whips around with an intense look on her face, ready to jump. And when she sees your face, she goes, "Holy shit, don't do that!" And then about that time, the guy looks over and goes, "Hi, Duncan."
I knew you would recognize me.
"Yeah, I've seen your pictures my whole life." And the kids are standing around, and one of them looks up it and goes, Is this Uncle Duncan?" And William is his name. He looks down at him. "Yes, Liam, this is Uncle Duncan."
I will pat Liam on the head.
Clara speaks up. "So, you know about your nephew?" She points at a little girl and says, "This is Bridget. She's from the Doyle family." Ellen and Cole points at a set of twins. "This is from the Kilroy family." And then you've got Robert. He's from the Grimes family. And then Aiden is from the O'Doyle family. Brought one extra child you did not expect.
The additional was necessary.
Clara kind of, we had to get them all out of there. They were killing everybody. She's hushed tones. She leans kind of closer in. The Dole family isn't a long bloodline. Be patient with her.
Nod. Just follow. I have 2 SUVs waiting for us.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. All right, kids. Once you see your bag, grab it, and then we're gonna be heading out with Uncle Duncan, okay? And you see Bridget kind of lean close in and tug on Clara a little bit. If you listen carefully, you can hear what she says.
Oh, I'm definitely on high alert, so listening, seeing anything.
And she goes, "Aunt Clara, why does he smell funny? And I can't hear his heart." She just goes, "Don't worry about it, honey. He's a very, 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 very old man that has taken care of this family. He won't hurt you." "Okay." The children fetch their luggage off the roundabout, and everybody is ready to follow you.
I will escort them to the SUVs, and I will specifically have Clara get in mine.
Okay. It'd probably be best to have one adult per vehicle.
Yeah.
And split the kids in threes.
That is the plan.
Okay. So, sir, you meet William as he gets into the passenger seat after helping 3 children get into the back seats.
I'll open the doors for them.
Okay. And you ended up with the Kilroy children and the Grimes boy, whereas Duncan ended up with his nephew, the Doyle girl and the O'Donnell boy.
And I will. Sir, we will be stopping back by the church on our way through town.
Of course, I'm following you.
Be patient with them. They may get rowdy. And then I will get into my SUV.
About halfway through the drive, the kids are a little rowdy behind you guys. About halfway through the drive, they all start kind of falling asleep. Clara addresses you. Thank you for doing this. They are our tribe's future, and a couple of other tribes. Bridget is not used to being in human form, so I have to kind of keep a close eye on her.
Well, eventually let them all know of me, because I plan on sticking around.
Yeah. About that time, you hear whimpering from the back seat. Do you check your review?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Bridget is sitting up in full wolf form, asleep, kicking her feet with the seatbelt across her chest.
I will reach back to unbuckle the seatbelt for her so she can actually lay.
Okay. She just kind of slumps over slowly onto your nephew and just lays there.
I'll just keep heading towards the church.
Okay. As you guys pull up, you see Liz standing outside.
Clara, we need to introduce you.
I understand. From what I know about and through gritted teeth kindred society, there's a lot of formalities.
You're safe here. Don't worry.
I know you say that, but you know Ireland's not the same as the US.
You'll see when you meet them.
Okay. She hops out and opens the doors to let the kids out, and she kind of scoops up Bridget into her arms, still very much asleep, and waits for the rest of the tribe to get out of the other vehicle. As you park, sir, William does something similar, taking Clara's lead, opens his door, opens the back door, and wakes the children up to come out and greet Liz. And Liz, her whole face brightens as she sees the kids all getting out, sleepy-headed. And she looks at Clara and goes, "Hi, I'm Liz." And she extends her hand to shake, and Clara reciprocates. Liz goes, "Oh, they're all sleepy. I'm so sorry. The jet lag must have gotten the better of them. All right. I'm sure you guys are hungry. So we've had some delivery. I hope pizza's okay. I'm sure they need to eat. It's not the best food in the world, but it's what we have close by. So do you need me to carry any of them?" Clara's like, no. Yes, pizza would be good. Thank you." And they both start kind of like ushering the children inside. As they get to the door, Sean gives Clara and William a brooch to wear, and William kind of turns his nose up at it, but does what's requested. And in the main hall, as you enter, there are tables set up with balloons, and there is a banner they've hung up on the Princess Throne. It says, "Welcome to your new home." and the tables are set up with like little gift boxes on them. As each kid is kind of positioned around the table, Sean and a couple of other of the human caretakers bring out like pizza boxes and, you know, talking to the kids, you know, what kind of pizza do you want? Okay, we've got that, you know, and just getting the kids settled as the adults talk. Bridget, still mostly asleep in Clara's arms, starts to sniff the air. And Liz notices, it goes, I don't want to be rude, but is this her preferred form? And Clara's like, well, it's how she was born. It's like, okay. Does she want to turn human in order to eat, or does she have a preference? And Clara's like, well, she does, but she doesn't. She's not really sure what she prefers yet. So I guess let her decide. And Liz is like, okay. She just kind of looks at her and goes, do you want to get down and maybe figure out which you would prefer? And you hear a little yip out of Bridget as she kind of struggles to get out of Clara's arms, and Clara, of course, leans down to put her down. And she starts going over to the table, and she puts both front paws on the table and starts sniffing the pizza, and looks over at Clara, and then looks back at the other kids, and then you see her shift and become human. And Liz is just kind of awestruck, wide-eyed, and goes, that has to hurt. And Clara kind of snickers, and she's like, it's not pleasant, but the more they do it, the easier it gets. And Liz is like, well, I guess she decided she wanted to eat pizza like everybody else. About that time, Victor and Elizabeth come through the doorway, and they stand just watching quietly. And at that point, Liz claps her hands really loud, and it echoes through the hall. All right, everybody, it's time to meet and greet, but first, I want to say thank you all for willingly coming here and meeting us. You didn't have to. I know your tribe doesn't particularly like our kind, but you're safe here, and we want to make sure that you are happy. We did not expect you so soon, so we have not made arrangements for a place that you can call your own just yet, but we are working on it. On the table is a little gift box for each of you. If you look inside, you will find that there are a couple of toys and some basics, like toothbrush, toothpaste, combs, hairbrushes. For the girls, we did put a couple of little hair bows in there. If you're not a girl, please hand that off to one of the young ladies. If you are a boy and you do like those, go ahead and keep them. But enjoy your food, and I hope to get to know all of you. And Victor does like a soft golf clap. About that time, Bridget notices Victor, drops down to all fours and converts back to a wolf and gets real aggressive.
Well, the beast.
Okay. And she just kind of calms and kind of lays down, starts to doze off. And Victor just kind of glances over at you and then back at the little one. She's feisty. And Clara just kind of snickers. Looks over at you, Duncan. What did you do?
Nothing. And I will walk over and sit with her and pet her while she's in wolf form.
Okay. Elizabeth approaches Clara, because I'm Elizabeth. As you can see, I am sisters with Liz. This is a rare treat to have an entire family here. Thank you for trusting us enough. Clara just kind of whips her head towards her and goes, "It's not about trust, it's about need. We needed a safe place. Duncan said that he could provide that. My trust in you will have to be earned." And Elizabeth nods. That is completely understandable. My kind and yours do not have a very good history. And from what I know about your tribe and other tribes within the Guru, we are seen in a very poor light. I will do my best to earn your trust. And Victor nods as well. The children finish eating and start to sit together on the floor in various parts of the cathedral's main hall, talking and whatnot, and eventually start dozing off. Is there anything you want to discuss amongst the three, William and Clara?
Have you been in touch with Mr. Silver?
Who are you addressing that to?
Elizabeth and Victor and Liz.
Okay. Elizabeth pipes up. We reached out to him. We were not able to get a hold of him today. That does not mean that we will not hear back from him at some point tonight. However, I do still have no rooms to offer them this evening. We still have Sir's people. The only way I think we can feasibly work out a place for them to stay tonight would be for them to go back to your haven for the evening. Just tonight. If we do not have something more solidified from Mr. Silver, then we will pay for them to be in a hotel tomorrow. Will that be okay?
What if we take Sir's personnel back with us and let them have rooms here tonight?
I don't think there's enough room. These chambers are very small. I know you haven't stayed in one yourself, but they can barely fit one adult, and there's only the three of them. They're originally meant for, like, offices and confessionals, counseling rooms. They weren't meant to be used as bedrooms. And the people who come in here during the day aren't allowed down here. Can't exactly house them upstairs. With my wards, they should be at least safe there tonight. As I said, if Silver does not have anything prepared for them by tomorrow, we will put them up in a hotel room. Or a couple of hotel rooms, actually. I don't think anybody would want 6 children in one room with them.
Alright. Sir, how do you feel about this?
I'm more than welcome to have them in our haven for as long as they need to be.
Alright. Sir, come with me for a moment.
I follow.
I am gonna walk with Sir into the main lobby area and explain to you. So, before I was turned, I was Wolf, and I will reveal my eye to him.
When he lifts up the patch, you see a golden eye, much like you would see from a wolf when they're in full werewolf. Like, what is it called? I'm trying to think of the name.
The Kronos one?
Yeah, the Kronos form. The full Guru Kronos form. You have seen werewolves on the battlefield. You know what they look like. And that eye is very distinctly werewolf.
So I take it the trio already knows then.
They're aware. These are the remains of my tribe that I've been protecting for centuries.
I see. Well, if there's anyone here that I would trust, it would probably be you. But that's something that's hard to hide all the way up to Primogen. So,
Well,
if the trio trusts you, then I definitely trust you.
if any harm comes to them, I will kill everyone.
I understand. I hope it doesn't come to that. But just know that they're probably not safe no matter where they are currently.
That is why I'm letting you know ahead of time. If any harm comes to them, everyone will die.
Understood.
And I'll go through the whole. So I will cover my eye again and we will start walking back. And sir, let me tell the others at my own leisure. This may get complicated quickly.
I'll leave it to you. I'm only here to help.
William, Claire, if you would come here for a moment.
Claire nods. William nods. You see Claire double check to see where the kids are and if they're okay before walking with you.
Oh, I'm not leaving the room per se with them. It's just that way they feel comfortable that they are still within visual of the children because they are the future of the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just pulling them to the side. So you two are aware where we are going. There are 3 others that are not like me and more like them, and I will gesture to Liz, Elizabeth, Victor, and Sir.
They look at each other. Clara looks at you. Do you trust them?
That's a hard question at this moment, but as of right now, yes, they have my trust.
So I take it trust is hard to come by amongst the, your gritted teeth, kindred.
No, trust is hard to come by me.
William responds, fair enough. Clara's, well, don't really have a choice. And she looks at William, and he just nods. If we are to keep the children safe, we've got to take them wherever we can take them, even if it's for a night.
When we get to the destination, stay in the vehicles. I will go and converse with the others to let them know, and then we'll proceed from there.
They both nod. The wee ones are knocked out, so probably need to get a move on. They have full bellies and jet lag.
Alright, let us say our goodbyes and we shall start heading to safety for the time being.
Okay. They walk over and start trying to rouse the kids, so they're easier to move.
I will walk over to Victor, Liz, and Elizabeth and thank you for your hospitality. Sorry to burden you at this time, but we will be making our leave now.
Liz is like, are you kidding me? I got to see the coolest damn thing ever. No, we're good. Elizabeth just kind of chuckles. Duncan, you're one of us. And one of them. We are here to support you. And anything to increase our bonds and respect between the two species, I'm more than happy to help. And Victor just nods.
On that note, I'll nod and start heading towards the SUVs.
Okay. With grunts and whines and groans, children get ushered into the vehicles. So we're gonna hop back over to Jeff, Emma, and Henry. While those two are gone, what are you guys up to?
First gonna do a rouse check because I realized that the amount of blood that I'm trying to store kind of warrants it.
It'll also raise your hunger regardless.
And then I'm gonna go see if those bats are still around.
Fair enough. Sadly, no. It is nighttime, so they are out hunting.
Well, shit. I'll get you later.
It's almost like bats are like vampires or something.
Right. It's weird.
Nocturnal creatures or some craziness like that.
Just want to point out, I am just slowly going to build up an army of animals.
With your animalism, how many can you have?
Just fed ghouls. It's as many as I can feed without going nuts. So as long as I can keep them fed, it's fine.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a couple of days between feeding is what's necessary. So
Okay.
it shouldn't be too bad.
Well, on that happy note, Emma is going to be doing some of her coursework and some work on, studying plants and stuff. Because that's what Emma does. Plants.
Okay. You just have some rudimentary, quiz to take, and then a couple of things of homework, just kind of going over the lesson. Mostly dealing with how natural crossbreeding functions.
Yeah, I figure there's probably some reading or something.
Mm-hmm.
And since there's some downtime, I should be doing that.
All right,
Do I have to... Oh, I was just going to say, do I have to make, a roll or anything to see how well I do on my quiz?
No. Because it's an open book quiz, so you can reference back to the material on which you had just read.
Sweet!
Wits and academics, or intelligence academics.
That'll be when she has a test that isn't open book.
At this point, if it's open book, it's probably more like, I don't know, academics and...
Research.
I was gonna say, is there a Google skill?
No, I was going to say academics and composure to see whether or not you can actually keep concentrating long enough.
Oh, shit.
Oh God, no.
I think I do pretty okay.
Well, no, see, here's the problem. I haven't said what I'm doing yet, and I already had a plan before that was brought up, so...
Oh, no.
No composure whatsoever. I'm distracted.
I am absolutely shooting a text to Amber, just say, hey, how's everything going? And then I am going to sit there and pester the shit out of Emma while she's trying to do her schoolwork. Just asking her questions about various things in her textbook, trying to show interest for her plants because she seemed really upset yesterday.
Aww.
That's so sweet. And, well, I guess I'm not getting much reading done because I will definitely take that opportunity to answer all the questions very enthusiastically.
Because Toreador mesmerizing. Oh.
You should absolutely just get him to start holding flashcards. That way he can learn with you.
It would probably happen. Somebody showed some interest, okay? All bets are off.
Quiz me. Help me write these and then quiz me.
You'd just be like, that's wrong. And then it'd actually be right.
Yeah. And to be fair, you're assuming Henry's capable of learning.
That doesn't matter. Not even in the slightest.
She's like, I'll make them. Just hold them up. Oh, bless. Okay,
Not
so
that I've been on the Henry side of that before.
So that will definitely take until they come back. Got you. You get a response from Amber. She's fine. She's doing just fine.
Just gonna send her a good with a smiley face emoji afterwards. Because I found that button.
Yay. As you're looking over Emma's shoulders as she is reading something from the internet, Emma, you get an email. On your computer.
I open it.
When you open it, you see a photo of the outside of your apartment. I want Henry and Emma both to do a wits awareness check on the photo. Okay. Okay. Emma, in the photo, you happen to notice not only is it the outside of your apartment building, but there is a mist or fog in the window of what would be Haruto's apartment. Henry, you don't notice it, but you start hearing the whispering in your ear again. And across the image, a text appears. Nowhere to hide, cute little mouse.
Jeff!
What?
Somebody did something to my computer!
As you
And it's my apartment, and I don't like it.
As you both look
what
away,
did you click on?
as you both look away to address Jeff and to look at Jeff when he speaks, you look back and the image is gone.
Okay, what am I looking at?
Henry, did you see that?
Yeah, did you hear that?
Hear what? It was just an image.
Gotcha.
Well, it was an image of my apartment, and there was this weird mist in what looked to be about Haruto's apartment. And then there was this weird text about there's nowhere to hide, little mouse. She just gives Jeff a very quizzical look, like, the fuck? Almost like, why would you do this?
Okay, right. I don't even know what I can do. I'm probably about as good as you with computers. I just use them slightly more often. I need to go. I need to get some training if you're going to keep turning to me for this, but okay.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not a... Yeah, that's not like a invitation to a date or anything. Jesus.
I hope not, because I'm not going if it is.
Understandable. That's a creepy stalker shit. Okay.
Is there an email?
You have...
Like, is the email still there? Like the email address where it was sent from? No, it's just gone.
Just gone, like it was never there.
Henry, what did you hear?
I'm assuming they were just nondescript, inconceivable whispers.
Once again, it is a male voice with unintelligible sound. You can't make out words or anything.
Gotcha. Well, I can't really tell you what it said because I don't know what it said, but it's happened before. And it's not good.
Is that why we went wherever you went yesterday?
Yes.
Would the person you saw yesterday know anything about this, or could they help?
No. They gave me the little tiny bit of info they had, which was nothing, but they are gonna talk to someone and maybe get some more input, but my confidence is not very high.
Okay. Okay, for a second. Haruto wasn't a Primogen, was he?
Yes, he was.
He was. Okay. Then that does affect what I'm about to say. Okay, look. You said the mist was in what looked like Haruto's apartment?
Correct. And he's still missing as far as we know, and I don't like this.
Yeah. So, send a message to Liz. Describe the email in as much exacting detail as you can. Because even if it's a hoax or something like that, she should know.
You're right.
It might be helpful in their search for Haruto. It might not. But the trio should know. I will have a poke around on the computer if you don't mind. See if I can find some hint that somebody accessed something, because for the email to have vanished, that is either programmed into the email itself, which is probably the most likely, or they were accessing your computer at the time and deleted it while you weren't looking.
I don't know. Here you go. Just hands over the laptop. I'm gonna text Liz, and then we'll proceed to text Liz in all the detail what happened,
Okay.
including the fact that Henry heard voices when that happened, and when we looked away and then looked back, it was gone and everything.
About that time, you hear the gravel outside.
And I will stiffen up, because I'm thinking shit's about to go down.
Get up and cautiously make my way over towards the door and kind of peek out.
You recognize one of the vehicles as being the SUV Humvee that Sir has, but you don't really recognize the other one. You think it's Sean's, but you haven't seen Sean's SUV enough to know for sure.
Okay. Can I see the driver?
As they get closer to the place to park, you do notice Sir in the Humvee
Okay.
with
Emma...
a different man sitting in the passenger seat.
Okay. Emma, calm down. It's just Sir. He's back with friends.
With friends?
He seems willing to bring them here. Friends.
Okay. Friends. Sure,
Okay, so-
friends.
Company, but not the bad kind. Gotcha.
Okay. You two, y'all park. And the door for the front end of the building has been slid open, and there is a very large silhouette in the doorway.
I get out. I'll walk over to Sir. Stay with them for a moment while I go talk to the others.
I'll wait on your signal.
Alright. Walk up to the door. Hi, Henry. You got a minute? Come over here, and I will walk with Henry back towards the conference table area.
Okay. I'll follow and just, who are your friends?
You can also hear, by the way, that Emma is still saying, friends.
Plans.
I'm just gonna reach back and just like pat her on the top of the head. Just like, there.
So, as you are aware, me and Sir went to pick up relatives of mine, and we needed to bring them here for safety for the night.
Okay. No problem. Just fair warning that some stuff may have just happened, so...
May have happened? Disappearing emails, weird sayings, and now there's people. There's too much to deal with.
What's going on?
Well, Emma just had one of those emails come up on her computer while she was studying, and definitely had a picture of Hardo's apartment, and it was kind of threatening. And I kind of got some more of those whispers again. Right, I've been having
Whispers?
Yeah, I've been having bad whispers. Not my normal ones that kind of hurt and I don't know what they're saying or where they're coming from. Talk to Ada about it, she doesn't know either. So kind of problematic.
So it's whispers, email with odd writing. Oh, so tonight's the night.
I will tell you this. I am nobody's little mouse.
Oh, so you're a little. Okay.
She like points a finger at you aggressively.
Right.
So anyway,
Tulip? I'll call you Tulip.
yeah.
Just not Mouse. Okay.
You were about to tell me something else?
Yeah, so my relatives, distant relatives, they're not like us, and they have a bunch of wee ones with them. So, make it rowdy. And I will remove my eye patch.
Just gonna kind of look at it. I guess would Henry have any idea what the hell
Yes.
his eye? Okay.
You are from the UK. You have seen your fair share of Guru in your time between the Fianna and the Children of Gaia and the is it Galliards?
Gittifinris.
Gittifinris.
Galliard's a moon sign.
Sorry. My werewolf lore sucks.
Has Gurge as well actuallys you on werewolf lore?
He has read every little tidbit about the werewolf stuff.
But in response to seeing that, I'm just gonna go, oh, when that happened?
When I was turned.
Ah. Cool.
They are my kindred. They're werewolves.
Okay, and you said something about little ones, yeah?
Yes, they have wee ones with them.
Henry's face is going to light up for a brief second and then drop to concern.
You like kids, Henry?
I absolutely adore them. Just wish they were here at a better time.
So, I don't know how long they'll be with us. Sir is okay with them staying until we get their living arrangements situated. And I have been informed by Elizabeth that the wards should keep them safe here.
Good.
The adults can handle the day protection, which they could also help by protecting us during the day. But we will need to protect them when it comes to night.
Sounds like a fair trade.
Are any of you opposed to them staying here?
Henry's gonna wildly just no, they're all fine with it.
I mean, Henry's not wrong. And if they're your kin, then there shouldn't be a problem. But this does just prove my point that I don't know a lot about any of you.
You just have to ask. Well, just ask some of us.
Emma, my name is Duncan McRippy. I am former IRA and former werewolf.
Cool. Then the Sprout's in.
And he likes long walks on the beach and pina coladas.
Dipping my toes in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
That's expected.
Claws.
Jeff's awfully quiet over there.
He's digging through the computer.
Oh, so he just no fucks to give. Okay, so with that being said,
If everyone is okay with it, I will get up and I will bring them in and introduce them to you all.
Oh, I'm following you. I'm
Okay.
helping you bring him in.
I will wait inside, but like now I'm excitedly dancing and like clapping my hands.
I head out and open the door for Claire and let her know. Let us introduce everyone.
okay. So when Claire gets out, she scoops up Bridget into her arms. She's in her preferred form again. And the rest of the kids just kind of like run towards you, and then they see Henry and they stop, and they just kind of stare at him.
Henry is going to get as low to the ground as he can, like crouching wise, and put on his biggest, dumbest smile and just, "Hi, kids. My name's Henry. What are your names?"
Liam, Duncan, you recognize Liam, your great nephew. Walks up to Henry, stares him straight in the eyes, and then kicks him in the shin. Stop putting on that fake smile, man. Thing, whatever you are. You smell funny. And then goes and hides behind his dad.
And then Henry's gonna just look a little bit confused and kind of sniff his pits, be like, there's what?
William looks at you, Henry. Sorry. He doesn't know what he's smelling. The smell, and he looks at Liam. The smell that you smell is what his kind smell like. I know it smells funny, but it doesn't mean you need to assault him. You're not big enough to be putting on that kind of airs. Now go apologize. And Liam comes back around and goes up to you, stares you dead in the eye again. No backing down, no nothing. Goes, sorry for hitting you, but not about the stinky smell.
No worries. It was a pretty good kick. I'm gonna say, rubbing my shin, pretending like it hurt.
He's like, good. Glad it hurt. Hang on.
Yeah.
No, Dad said I need to apologize. I'm sorry it hurt. And then he goes and runs behind his dad again.
From the doorway, you just hear Emma go, "Feisty little bean sprout."
About that time, the twins just kind of peer around Duncan and see you, and they just clasp hands and get closer together. Clara kind of walks past all the kids. It's all right now, kids. Okay, this is where we're going to be staying tonight. They're not going to hurt you. Will you? And she stares right at you, Emma.
Never.
You notice, Emma, in her arms is a beautiful gray wolf pup that is happily just kind of curled up, looking up at her. Awake, but not fully.
And I'll just get a smile on my face staring at the two of them.
Everybody,
Let us all head inside so we can properly introduce you all.
everybody comes in, and Clara gets all the kids together, puts down Bridget, and requests her to introduce herself properly with human words. So she ducks behind the other kids and then comes around to the edge of the line of kids in human form. And Clara addresses you all. My name is Clara McRippy. This is my husband, William. This is our son, Liam. She puts her hand over his head. Moves to the next kid. This is Ellen. And then next to her is her twin brother, Cole. And then this is Robert. And this is Aiden. And then when she gets to Bridget, and she says, "This is Bridget." Henry, are you happily staring at all the kids as they're being introduced?
Absolutely.
Bridget is a carbon copy of your sister.
Okay. So that means Henry's gonna be staring still, just kind of dumbfounded look on his face.
Clara looks up and goes, "Bridget's natural form is a wolf. So more often than not, you will see her in that form. Please do not let that startle you. She does understand when you talk to her. She just won't be able to talk back. And she's more timid than the others because, unfortunately, the rest of her family has passed. She is the last of hers. Do y'all introduce yourselves?"
When she makes the comment about Bridget not being able to communicate back, I will whisper in Bridget's ear that I can still communicate with her and she can still communicate with me in that form.
She gets this little, like, scrunched nose and this big toothy grin, and she just looks at you and just kind of goes,
I'm probably gonna turn around from the computer. It's like, wow, there's a lot of you. I'm Jeff. I'm probably the least scary one here. I hope. I think. I'll try to be.
Henry's gonna look back with that face.
Good point. Yeah, no, can't do anything about the face. Sorry.
Well, anywho, I'm Emma. Hi, nice to meet you. And she'll just like awkwardly wave at them.
"Henry, are you going to properly introduce yourself?"
Yep. Henry's gonna look and be like, in case you guys didn't hear outside, my name's Henry. Please don't any more of you hit me. I'm glad to have you all here.
And you can call me sir. I'm just sir.
The kids, all wide-eyed, look at all of you. And then the twins start to whine at Clara about being tired, and they just want to go to bed. They don't care. And then she looks up at you, Duncan. Is there a place for them to sleep?
The only sleeping spots are the bunk areas that the soldiers used to use, correct?
Correct.
I will escort them to the bunk area that the soldiers were using.
Okay. With the size of the bunks, the kids can sleep side by side with one head being at one end, one head being at the other end, making it fairly easy for them to take up 3 of the bunks. And then the couple have discussed taking turns on who is going to be awake. So one of them will take the 4th bunk. And they all get settled in and go to sleep. William stays up, but he steps outside of the bunk room and just sits in front of the door with the door shut. "Don't worry, Duncan. I slept when I was on the airplane, so I'll be keeping an eye on them. Do whatever you need to do, Uncle Duncan."
So I'm going to give you some contact information of some other individuals that may be able to help you guys while you're in the city, if you would like, and just let them know that I sent you.
Okay.
And I will proceed to give him Mr. Silver's and Tawana's contact information. And I will also text both of them, letting them know that I have given the contact information up to the ones we've been expecting.
Okay. You obviously don't get a response. With the lateness of the evening is more likely, since they do live human lives, they're probably asleep.
Yeah, it was just a preemptive, so that when they wake up, or if they're running a night shift, that it's available to them.
What is everyone doing now?
I'm going to assume that I haven't managed to find anything particularly useful.
Nothing
On the
that
computer.
jumps
Yeah.
out at you is like hacking or remote accessing or anything like that.
Yeah, so it was probably all built into the email. Sucks.
Well, you see, Duncan and Sir, what happened was Henry and I were studying about plants, and then this email popped up, and I clicked on it, and it was a picture of my apartment building, but then there was like some weird foggy mist over where Haruto's apartment is, and then Henry was hearing voices, and I turned to get Jeff's attention, and by the time I looked back, the entire thing was gone. Oh, and that there was the text about something can't hide, run, little mouse. Oh, it was rude.
Do you think we should take a trip to Haruto's apartment?
Maybe. I did text Liz, but she hasn't gotten back to me yet.
So, I think visiting Haruto's apartment is probably the best idea. But, given that Haruto is a primogen, I would feel better having permission from the trio first.
Do you think it could be somebody in my class?
No. I mean, unless you had one of them follow you home?
I mean, I don't think so.
Have you actually physically been to a class, or is it? I thought it was all online.
The first one I was. There was this girl. Then there was that guy. But I don't know any of their names.
Real helpful.
I mean, I'm sure I have a class list here somewhere. I'm assuming there's a class list because you can usually see
Yes.
what people are in your classes.
Yes.
So I'll pull that up.
Well, barring the most intriguing questions, I think the most important thing at this moment is, if they know where you and Haruto live, then they might know where we are currently, in which case we cannot leave. There's an entire family in there.
Yeah, at the very least, the whole group can't leave. One, maybe two of us.
Well, Henry's little voice thing. This is supernatural radar that's going off. Would probably be the best bet to go there in case it clears up some fogginess. But yeah, I'm under the not all of us as well.
Best option is probably, like you say, yeah, Henry, and then one other, and then the rest stay back.
Well, I would feel more comfortable with two going with Henry more than, because Will can help defend if need be, which is why he's posted outside the door. But like, yeah, more than just one other with Henry makes more sense to me, in case whatever happens puts Henry on his ass.
Okay, well, it's whoever else goes with Henry, one of us is going to have to be able to drive. Because I can't.
Duncan, if you're okay with holding down the fort here with Will, why don't I drive with Henry and Purple go with, since it's her apartment?
Emma.
Oh, sorry.
Since they're after me, it makes sense for me to go and not be here,
Doesn't
putting
that make
anyone else in danger.
more sense
At
for you
the
to
same,
stay?
I was going to say, yeah, at the same time, you going could be walking you right into a trap.
I realize that.
So why don't you stay here, Emma, with me? I feel like William would be more comfortable with me staying, period. And then everyone else is going to be more comfortable with you not being bait.
Yeah.
Well, since it's your family and this is your suggestion, I will stay.
Okay, so Henry, sir, shall we call back at the church first, see if we can get some level of permission from Liz or Elizabeth, or just give them some prior warning that we're about to potentially go and break into a Primogen's apartment?
That would probably be best. It might also be a good idea to check on my people and see if any of them are still with me, if they wouldn't mind coming to help watch over with Duncan and Emma.
Also, we do still need to return
Sean's car.
Sean's SUV.
The problem is there's only one of us going that can drive.
We can drop it off and maybe get an Uber or something on the way back.
That works.
Emma's gonna rifle around in her bag and then pull out her keys and hand them to Henry. Be like, in case you need to get into my apartment for whatever reason.
Water my plants.
I mean, you can bring back the plants if you really, feel inclined to, but, if you need to get in, I'd rather you use the key than break down the door. Thanks.
Well, that's no fun.
And don't steal my chairs.
Okay, let's get moving. The sooner we find out what's going on, the better.
All right. You guys have an uneventful trip to see the trio. Do y'all discuss anything on the way there?
I just want to point out to you guys that, using me as a radar I don't control these things. They just kind of happen. So.
Yeah, no, but it seems to ping up whenever there is something you need to know, at least. Whether it helps us or not, it seems to want to, show itself when you're interested, when you're involved. And because it pinged up for that email, it's more likely to show up if there is something there that you need to know about.
I mean, normally I'd agree with you, but recently that's not. But, whatever. It's okay.
Think of it this way, Henry. Better to have you there in case it does happen than to not have you there and not have it happen at all.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, worst that happens is you show up and nothing happens. And we have to look the old-fashioned way. And we still find nothing. That is ultimately the worst that happens, is we find nothing at all.
You say worst. I feel like that would be the best.
Well, it depends on what we find.
Or what we don't find.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all pull up to the church.
Do we all want to head in, or should just one of us go in and...
Oh, no. I'm not going in.
I've got to go in anyway.
Okay.
Alright, we'll hang out here.
Alright, I'll be back then. And I'm gonna go walk up to Sean.
Okay. You open the doors and Sean's just sitting at the table watching his phone. He looks up and goes, "Oh, sir.
Hey, Sean.
Are you bringing back the truck?"
Almost not yet. If we could keep it for a couple more hours, but I will have it to you before morning.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. What's up?
I
What do
was
you need?
actually hoping to go in and talk to the trio.
Yeah, and he hands you a brooch.
Thank you.
Put it down and walk in.
All right. You see the remnants of the party, and you see Liz and Elizabeth and Victor moving furniture and cleaning up balloons and the wrappers from the gift boxes and stuff like that.
I just kind of walk into the room and just hold my hand up.
We have a bit of a predicament.
Everybody just kind of looks up at you and goes, hi. Why are you back so soon?
As soon as we got back to our haven, Emma received a text of her apartment, or an email of an image of her apartment. Has anyone heard from Haruto lately?
They all look at each other. No, we're still investigating what happened to him.
Well, in the image of her apartment building was, she said, was some kind of mist in his window. We're about to head there and investigate now. At the same time, Henry also had more voices in his head.
Elizabeth pipes up, straightens up, and kind of straightens her dress and walks up to you. I spoke to him yesterday and told him that I believe that was something happening on the supernatural end. Like, the pain he felt, I assumed was probably a psychic attack of some nature. I don't know a whole lot about this stuff. I'm still learning, but it's very concerning. And the mist in the window? That's even more concerning.
Meaning that whatever psychic thing is happening to him, it's somebody attacking him personally.
Maybe not on purpose. I have a couple of contacts I can reach out to. I might be able to get a little bit more information about what this might be. I have my suspicions, but I don't want to speak on them just yet in case I steer you the wrong direction. But yes, please go check Haruto's apartment and check Emma's apartment too. Look for any kind of engraving or scrolls or little wood dolls or anything like that that might appear like witchcraft or blood work or anything like that.
Understood. There is one last thing. Well, two more things, but the last thing pertinent to this is Emma said that she had received a text message last night, and that paired with the message on the image tonight. Somebody is singling her out, saying that she knows what she is, and tonight's message said something along the lines of, she can't hide. I don't know what knowledge you hold of that. Obviously, it's none of my business, unless it is something you perceive as some that will help us. But I figured it was worth knowing on your end.
That's concerning, but I don't know if I have any leads or thought processes that might be of any use in that regard. Text messages and emails are a little bit beyond my scope, unfortunately. That's more of Liz's domain. And even then, she's still learning as well. Do you not have somebody you know that may be a little bit more up to date on technology that could assist? I think the Nosferatu provision, he might be a good person to reach out to for that as well. Along with the, I believe, Glasswalker that you were put in touch with?
I believe so, yes. We can talk to Jeff about the Glasswalker on the way there and see what he wants to do about that. As far as we understand that, it was probably fully contained within the email, and they didn't have exact control of her computer.
That's It's good for privacy purposes, I guess. Yeah, I am very sorry. I am unable to help in that regard. The issue with Henry, on the other hand, I think that's in my realm. So I'll do some digging and reach out to a few people and see what I can come up with. I will have Liz text you once I know more information.
Understood. And the last thing is, my people, how are they faring here?
And for the first time, you see Liz's stoic face kind of break from the norm, and she just kind of like gets this little meek look on her face, and she tucks her lips inwards and kind of looks down to the floor, and then looks back up. So they're in bed asleep. They were just a little... And then her arms go really wide. And this is body language that you would expect out of Liz, not Elizabeth. Just a little drunk when they came back.
Well, I'd say it's more than understandable.
She kind of puts her arms back in front of her. I believe they're sleeping it off.
Understood. Well, if they don't contact me themselves, if you talk to them first, would you have them contact me at their earliest convenience?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you. Again.
And you hear a loud clang as Victor unfortunately drops one of the tables he was holding. And he just kind of looks up. Sorry.
What's near me? Is there like a table near me?
No.
Oh. I'm just gonna knock something off of it and then pick it back up real quick.
No, he definitely was trying to pick up too many tables at once, and one of them slipped.
But that is all I needed. We're heading there now. Thank you for your time.
No problem. I'll be in touch shortly. And Liz
Sir
goes,
nods and-
bye!
Bye-bye. Don't be a stranger. Did I say that right?
She just kind of goes, yeah. Little brother, you're an awkward turtle. I will talk to you later.
He kind of like does that awkward shuffle of like trying to walk away but doesn't know if he wants to say something else, and then determines it's a bad idea and just keeps turning around and walking away anyway.
Okay.
Not like a little two-step where you like take one step and then stop and turn and
Yep,
take
exactly.
another step and then stop and turn and okay.
Sean looks up with the doors opening up. All done already.
Yeah, it was a quick trip.
I'm taking off the brooch and handing it to him, and I say,
Sorry for holding your car so long. It's been something important that we need to check up on.
He puts his hand in the air and kind of waves. No, man, you're good. It's a business car. It's used to escort the prince and the trio around as needed, so you're fine.
Much thanks, Sean. I'm sure we'll see you back here shortly.
Okay, be careful. And he hits play on his cartoons again and puts the brooch into the box as you leave out the front door.
I go get back in the car, start it up.
I'm assuming we got the okay.
Well, they didn't say no, so we're headed there now. They did mention that it might be worth something to maybe get your glasswalker involved.
Yeah, that was going to be my next thought, but this feels like something we need to go down and check first.
Right. And if anything goes awry, at least somebody knows where we are.
Yeah.
They also said they hadn't heard from Haruto in quite some time.
Yeah, since since I think it was around the attack on the Haven.
Right. which would have been a perfect distraction.
Okay, so anybody
Oh.
got any ideas what we should be looking for?
I'm not too sure just yet, but in the meantime, will you message Duncan and tell him that my people will not be joining them tonight?
Sure thing. I'll shoot the message to Duncan that says people will not be showing up tonight.
Just in case they hear
Understood.
tire tracks that aren't ours.
Okay, is that all the conversation that you have? You're not going to share the more detailed stuff that Elizabeth spoke to you about with Henry?
I mean, at that point, I would assume, Sir would probably assume at that point, if she's and him have already talked, that he already has much of the information that Sir does.
Remember, she did say to look for something very specific while you were there.
True.
Well, Henry, I don't know how any of this ties into you, but Elizabeth said this is something that's supernatural, and to keep an eye out for any kind of engraved symbols, or what she described as a voodoo doll, something like that. Anything that could be the woo-woo, as I'm told it's called.
Well, I guess that makes two of us who have no idea what it has to do with me, but I guess I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Make it 3, but yeah. So what? Anything sort of witchcrafty? Like movie style witchcrafty? Okay.
Yeah, I'd assume so. I'm not sure how much of that works, but Elizabeth actually didn't seem too well aware herself, but she's looking into it.
Well, I mean, it's something, you know. What I was kind of expecting was we get there and there basically either be somebody waiting to try and jump Emma, or there be absolutely nothing. But knowing that there might be something like, like say, like a voodoo doll or symbols or things like that, gives us something to actually keep an eye out for. It's a start, you know.
Here's the question, though. Which apartment do we want to investigate first? I feel like Haruto's apartment might be inhabited if they're here waiting for us. On the other hand, if we go check Emma's first, we can maybe have the upper hand, knowing that we might be a trap.
Well, if they are waiting in Haruto's apartment for Emma to get back to her apartment, we might be able to get the jump on them by showing up at his.
Is
And if-
Haruto's apartment directly above Emma's?
Correct.
I don't like that.
I think no matter which one we choose first, if we choose the wrong one, they'll know we're there and could take off if we're not prepared.
Well, getting into Haruto's apartment's going to be louder.
True.
I don't think we can.
Maybe we set up a chain. We try Emma's apartment first, because we have easy access. One of us stands at the door, on watch. One in the middle of the apartment, and the other to search thoroughly. That way, if anything happens, we're all close to each other.
That works. So yeah, we'll start with Emma's because we can get in quietly. If there's nothing there, we move up.
Correct.
As that conversation kind of wraps up, you arrive at the parking lot for Emma's apartment building.
Any cars look out of the ordinary, like they don't belong, or
No cars out of the
places?
no,
Sorry, go ahead.
no cars out of the ordinary, but there is someone standing outside of the building leaned up against it. But in the light.
Do I recognize them, or are they just some rando?
You do not recognize them.
Is there anyone else around at all?
Nope. They seem to be smoking a cigarette.
What time is it?
I'd say it's probably somewhere around like 10 o'clock or so.
Okay, not unusual. I'm gonna not park in the lot. I'm gonna park probably like across the street, down a few lots.
Okay.
How tall is the apartment building?
About 6 floors tall.
Okay, and I'm guessing Haruto's like top floor.
No. His is the 5th, and Emma's is the 4th.
Yeah, I ain't getting to that one easily.
Close enough. Is there a fire escape?
There's always fire escapes. That's regulated. So yes, there's a fire escape.
We could approach from multiple angles. But if somebody's expecting us, they're gonna expect the door. The front door.
That's kind of what I was thinking. What's the facade of the building like? Is it like exposed brickwork, or is it
Yeah.
sheer?
Just exposed brickwork. It's like a red brick. Pretty common in this area.
Is it potentially thick? Is the gaps in the brickwork potentially enough to get my fingers into?
Unless you have really dainty fingers, no.
Shit.
It is a very well-maintained building, so the mortar is pretty flush with the brick itself.
Yeah. No, it's just one of those things. I can technically use potence to grip the walls
Mm-hmm.
and climb it, but it's one of those. It leaves, nice big finger marks in the
Mhm.
wall.
It does.
So, yeah. So I was hoping if there was enough brickwork, I could use the strength to just grip the brickwork rather than breaking it. But
I mean, you could just
Obviously not.
use it to jump up there.
it's 3 times your height. So, yeah, Jeff's like 5'5", I think.
Yeah,
You
you're kind of a
short boy?
shorty.
Yeah. So he can jump about 16 feet, maybe 17 at a push, which is like 2 stories.
The car's parked, yeah?
You're 5'6", by the way.
I knew it was somewhere around there.
Yes, the car is parked.
Okay, well, while they're deliberating on what to do, I'm gonna just open my door and start walking up towards the building with the keys in hand.
Okay.
When I get by the person smoking, I'm gonna give them a quick look and a nod, and then turn and go into the building.
They just kind of glance over at you and nod. It's a young lady. She's got dark brown, almost black hair pulled back into a simple ponytail. She has a purple sateen dress shirt on and some black, like not patent leather, but like leather-y styled tight pants and some really nice like Victorian like granny boots that come up, up to about the height of like army boots would, up to the like the bottom of the calf. And she's smoking a black cigarette.
Ooh, fancy. Them clothes.
I'm gonna turn to Jeff and say,
I'm gonna give him a second to get inside. I'll go in after, and you wait here.
All right. I got you covered.
Good luck. You don't have the keys. But anyway, I'm just gonna make my way up to Emma's apartment.
Okay.
after like a few seconds of you being inside, I'm gonna make my way inside as well, like the front door of the building.
So Henry, as you go in, you get to the elevators. Do you want to take the elevator or do you want to take the stairs?
Probably take the stairs.
Okay. After a bit of time passes, sir, you get to the door, you go to open it, and it doesn't open.
Does it like require a key card or something?
Uh-huh.
Got one of those key fobs.
Yep. Which you assume was attached to Emma's keys.
Ah. Well, I guess I'm gonna go around the side and start climbing the fire escape.
Okay. You pass by the same lady. She's still standing there. And you have to go all the way to the back end of the building, kind of close to where the stairwell would be. And you find a very rusted fire escape.
Mandatory to keep them here, but not to fix them up, I guess.
So I'll start climbing it.
Okay.
Look around, make sure nobody's around. Start climbing.
Okay. Henry, you get up to the floor that would be Purple's. Not Purple's, Emma's. I keep doing it too. Gosh darn it. And you are at the end of the hallway and you can see her front door. Do you wish to continue upward or do you want to stop here?
Oh no, I'm going to her door.
Okay. As you get up to it, you don't notice anything. You just notice a door.
Alright, well, let's open it up.
Okay. You eventually find the key on the key ring that opens it, and as the door swings open, it is very, very dark in there. I want you to do a wits and awareness. Okay. You hear a voice in your head, just off to your side, actually, like right beside your ear. And it says, "Why here?"
All right, whipping around, I'm gonna take a look and see if there's someone there.
There is not.
Well, just gonna mutter, "God damn it," and just kind of take a look around.
Okay. Do you attempt to find a light switch or anything?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Overhead lights come on, and it is a big open space, and there isn't much in the way of furniture, but there is definitely some unopened boxes, and there's a couple of shelves with plants on them. There's some hanging plants. You see a couple bags of like fertilizer, soil, and like scoops and water containers and things like that.
Okay. I think I'm gonna look around a bit more, like check on some shelves and stuff. See if I can see anything that looks out of place, but I also want to keep an eye out for that plant from Liz.
Okay.
Because I don't think that was taken to the Haven yet.
It was
right?
not. It was not.
Okay.
Do me a wits and investigation.
No pressure, Henry, but you better bring home the plants.
Okay. You do find that specific plant.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. You said there were some unopened boxes, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna open one of them up and remove the contents.
Okay. So you just kind of like upturn it and empty it out onto the floor.
Probably a little bit more carefully. Well, it depends. What's in the box? We'll start there.
There's a mortar and pestle. There is a couple of glass jars, a few packages of pencils, and a couple of like fairly large canvases and sketch pads.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the canvases out and set those down, and then just put the plant in with everything else and set it like next to the door for me to take with me.
Okay.
And then I guess, is it basically like a studio apartment? So one
Yes.
big room? Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
You do see a heavy door that you assume is her sleeping space.
Well, let's go give that bad boy a tug.
Okay. You open it up and it is pitch black in there.
Any kind of light switch or anything?
Yes.
Flick that baby.
Once you hit it, you see a double mattress on the floor and some like really basic sheets. And that's it.
Okay, I want to kind of overturn and flip some of that crap around to see if anything spooky falls out.
Okay. You just shovel her makeshift bed and you don't see really anything of value other than like a random sock.
Okay. Well.
Am I to her window yet?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. About
Do
the
I
time
see Henry?
about the time that he's dumping, like he's taking the canvases out of the box, you see him.
I'm just gonna tap lightly on the window and point up, like open the window.
Well, I can go look at him and go, "Oh, hi, sir, what took you so long?" and make my way over to pull the window open.
Jeff, are you making a move yet?
I'm still keeping an eye on this one person at the front, but at this point I'll probably start getting out and moving, unless they've done something.
They have dropped the cigarette they were smoking and snuffed it out with their foot and is still standing there.
Okay, then I'm gonna head in. Following the direction that Sir took, because I saw him fail to open the door.
Okay. Do you want to pass in front of this person, or do you wish to do it a little bit more hidden? Like, go the opposite direction around the building, or use an ability?
I'll go the other way around the building.
Okay.
Now that you've said that, what I find really funny, you guys could have texted me and or buzzed the apartment and gotten in.
Well, we don't know if you're even in the apartment yet. I mean, Sir knows now, but...
Well, yeah, that's why you could have texted me.
It's like y'all are vampires and you're not used to using technology or something.
I also wanted to cover all my entrances and exits just in case.
Uh-huh.
Okay. About the time you get to the base of the fire ladder, you see the feet of Sir going into a window.
Okay. I'll start making my way up the fire escape then and join them when I get there.
Now that Sir's in here, I'm gonna just kind of look at him and be like, so what were we supposed to be looking for?
Creepy dolls, maybe voodoo. Any kind of scried or etched symbol. Look in places that you wouldn't normally think.
And I'm gonna start looking around and on the walls behind the bed and maybe near power outlets. And pull them open, see if there's anything hidden in the crevices, things like that.
All right, same for you. I need a wits and investigation.
That's a no.
That is a no. You are clueless. It's like you've never done this before. You're just kind of standing there looking around going, like the John Travolta gif. You're just kind of, what? What am I supposed to be doing? Yeah, from the Pulp Fiction movie.
He's doing the thing my daughter does, where it's like you tell her to go look for something, and she just stands in the middle of the room, kind of turns in place.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Goes, nope, I couldn't find it.
if we had Emma here on this investigation,
She'd be killing you.
why?
That's right, she fucking would be.
You flipped that bed, dude.
I flipped her bed, but I'm bringing back some plants, okay?
A plant and art supplies.
I don't see the problem with that.
All right. So, Jeff, when you finally make it up to the window, I'm assuming Henry didn't close it, and I'm assuming Sir did not close it. That is what you see. You see Henry coming out of the overturned bedroom, to also seeing Sir just kind of like standing in place, just kind of looking around, going, where do I start?
Oh boy, somebody made a mess of this place. What do we tell Emma? So somebody's been here, right? Right?
Henry, did you make this mess?
I mean, listen, okay? You told me to look. At no point in those directions did you say look carefully.
Oh. Okay, well, when it comes to telling Emma, somebody was here first. We'll leave it at that. And then I'll join the investigation of...
At this point, all three of you are gonna get a text from Emma saying, "How do my plants look? Are they still alive? How are they doing? Can you send me a picture?"
I'm gonna find the nicest looking plant.
You find
And
some
just-
succulents that aren't weepy.
Yeah, and it's just ever so slightly like crooked, where it's just like been pasted back in the pot. And I'm gonna take a picture of that and send it to her.
I mean, to be fair, the only thing I ransacked was the bed.
Yeah, he's actually been pretty careful.
Credit, I also haven't like moved or touched anything. I basically went in, looked at stuff that was sitting in the open, touched a box, and then flipped the bed in half.
Emma doesn't exactly have a whole lot like on display. She was still getting situated.
Upon getting the picture of the succulent, you'll get a response back of, "You need to bring that with you. That needs a lot more care. Just bring it with you."
I sent her a picture of me watering it.
She'll send back a gif of her crying.
Yeah, little do you know, it's a picture of him overwatering it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically.
Just a full watering can being slowly poured onto one plant.
There's water coming out the top of the soil on the side.
Flooded.
Puddle underneath it.
You can see him having his bald head and doing the selfie while he's doing it with the like.
Just the stoic look, but the peace symbol out.
Yeah.
Oh god, do you keep your head buffed?
It stays buffed.
Okay, so it's the selfie. He's holding the plant, and in the reflection, there's just all the dying plants.
Beautiful.
Okay.
I'm just wondering where he's getting this third hand from. If he's holding the phone for the selfie, he's doing the peace symbol, and he's watering the plant.
It's on a shelf. It's fine.
Yeah, but he's watering the plant in the selfie.
Just multiple selfies. So many
Okay.
selfies.
Okay.
You don't want to know where the third hand is from, okay?
Yeah.
It's actually Henry, like reaching over, doing the peace sign across his back.
It's like a baby holding an apple.
Instead of the peace sign, he just does the rabbit ears on accident.
I expect fan art of this, Purple.
All it's gonna be is just tears on a paper for all the plants.
Oh man.
I'm going to also look around for symbols.
All right, same thing. I need an investigation. Wits and investigation, please. Hot diggity dog. Someone did the thing. Okay. So as you're looking around, you come back to the window that you came through. And you notice that on the ledge on the outside, there is some scratch marks.
Huh. Are they particularly forming a shape?
They have almost a language to them.
So it looks like somebody wrote something, but not in a language I understand.
Correct.
Well, I've seen enough movies. Fuck it. I'm gonna take my nail and I'm gonna scratch them out.
Okay, you're not
Just
gonna take a picture of it first?
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. Do that first. Then just completely just disfigure them.
Okay.
And then once I've done that, I'm going to take the photo and I'm going to show it to Sir and Henry. So this is the kind of thing we're looking for, I think.
Does it look recognizable?
Not to you. Again, it is very much a language-ish, like it resembles a language, but is not one that you recognize.
Well,
It's like the Dover language in Skyrim.
I am going to pull my phone out and go to Google Image Translator
Ooh.
and see if Google can translate from an image, which I know it can, but I don't know if it'll recognize this language.
Well, while he's doing that, because third time's the charm, do I recognize it?
I am taking a peek at you guys, and no, you do not recognize it either.
Okay.
Purple's killing me with these gifts in Discord.
It's too good.
Oh no, not your love, Fern.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Alright.
You know what I'm doing.
Yeah, he's trying the Google image translate.
Yeah, it comes back with nothing. Like it's just like, eh?
Alright, so we know something was here, at least on the outside. I don't think we're going to find too much more here. Should we go try upstairs?
I think we should.
Sure.
In the meantime, you should probably send that to Liz, just so if anything happens to us.
Yeah. So I'll send a message to Liz saying, yeah, found this outside of Emma's apartment. Think Elizabeth might know what it is. We don't. Moving to look at Harriet's apartment now.
Okay.
On
Do
the
y'all
way
take the
out-
elevator or
Oh.
stairs?
I would probably
Stairs.
want to take the elevator at this point, because on the way out, I'm going to grab whatever plants I can fit into the box that I have. I have a newfound appreciation, damn it.
With the size of those two, I'm taking the stairs.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
out of habit, Sir would probably be taking the stairs.
Okay. Y'all convene in the hallway in front of Haruto's door.
I'm gonna put my finger over my lips and motion to both of them, and I'm gonna call Haruto's phone.
Okay. You do not hear anything.
Nothing in his apartment.
Mm-mm.
Does it ring or does it just go straight to voicemail?
It goes straight to voicemail because that's a cell phone number.
So how do we want to do this?
I mean, I can break it open.
Yes, but there are other people who live here. Don't want to get unnecessary attention on us if we don't have to.
I mean, it's not like it's their door. Plus, what are they going to do? They open the door and they see the two of us with Jeff standing here.
I'm guessing none of us know how to pick locks.
I do, just not quietly.
Henry, I need you to roll a wits and awareness. You hear the voice again, not as clear, but you can make out the word yes.
You were muted.
Right, I gotta hold the button. Fucking shit. Well, at least someone agrees with me breaking the door down. Oh, by the way, guys, at both doors, I've definitely heard some voices. So, good call on that.
Okay, so the voice wants you to break the door down?
I mean, it said yes. That's all I got out of it.
Well, fuck it, it's all we got. Take it away, big guy.
All right.
Unsheath my sword first. Just in case.
Which one?
Yes.
And I'm gonna do a big sturdy kick right next to the door handle.
Okay. Without any, adjustments or rolls needed, it just splinters and flies open.
I'm gonna look at them. Voila.
As the door gets swung open inward, I'm just gonna start making my way into the apartment, flipping on lights as I go.
Okay. As soon as you come in, you flip the light on, and you see Haruto's studio apartment. Everything is meticulously placed. There is various different paintings and sketches and drawings on the wall of plants anatomy, some just for visual beauty. There's photographs of plants and flowers. You see a plethora of living plants, some wilted and obviously dying, some not. There is what appears to be a little like greenhouse growing area in the far back as well. And the kitchen is well cleaned and everything like that. And there is a proper sitting area, both with couches and a low sitting table.
So I'm assuming that the apartment's clear from that.
Yeah, you don't see any people.
Okay. That's what I meant by that. Because in Sir's mind, it's like, if we're kicking this door down, I'm gonna clear it room by room.
Studio, so it's an open room. You do see a big heavy door and basically the same position as you saw in Emma's room.
Gotcha.
Emma's apartment.
Well, I'm gonna head into the bedroom and immediately go to the window, see if I find any more scratches.
Well, the window was not in the bedroom. The bedroom is a sealed off space for them to sleep as vampires so that the sun can't get to them.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
Okay. So you go to the same window and you open it up and there's nothing there. Just normal, like, paint flexing and cracking and stuff.
Okay, so it's obviously just covering Emma's apartment.
I just had a thought.
Hmm.
Being that we'll have to check Haruto's apartment first to make sure there's no engravings or voodoo dolls or anything of the like, but if there's, depending on what that symbol means, what the language means,
I wouldn't wonder if whoever is being so secretive isn't trying to frame Emma for Haruto's disappearance. She lives right downstairs. They've already explained that they know what she is and that she can't hide.
It's also entirely possible that this has nothing to do with Haruto. Like, with his disappearance, it could be entirely coincidental.
It's a very slim chance, but you can't eliminate everything. Or anything, rather.
Yeah.
All right, Henry, I need you to do another check for me.
Hey, worse than the other two.
Okay. You hear unintelligible yelling. It's loud in your ear, almost on the verge of causing pain, but you cannot make out what it is saying.
Okay. So it keeps happening. This time, I have no idea what it was, but it was really loud.
Maybe we're getting closer to what it wants? Like, it's getting strong. Yeah, the voice is getting stronger because we're getting closer.
I don't know. It was yelling loud, not just stronger loud. Like,
Did it seem like it wanted us to maybe go away?
without words, I have no idea. It was just a lot of yelling.
I'm gonna start checking his apartment the same way we did downstairs, just for engravings everywhere.
Okay. As you are going along looking, you do see other languages, but it's mostly like Japanese and English. Random specialized preserved plant cases with like samples of that plant and then a label. As you're going through, you see various different articles that look like they were just kind of gathered throughout his travels and throughout his lifetime. When you go into his actual like bedroom space, there is one nightstand on each side of the bed. It is a proper low sitting bed with a wood frame, and above it is a single sword still in its sheath.
On the wall?
On the wall. A single sword is the only decorative item in this room.
What kind of sword is it?
It is a katana.
Okay. I'm gonna inspect it closer, because if he were to keep that in his sleeping quarters, that means there's no way this is not for protection, and he should have it with him.
As soon as Sir touches the sword, Henry, I want you to roll another check.
Really banging out those winners here.
The screaming intensifies.
It's getting louder.
Anything to discern from it?
Just louder.
But you did notice it was as soon as he touched the sword.
Okay. And touch the sword again for me.
Touch it again.
Roll another one.
What is with those ones? I'm never gonna get it.
You receive a point of damage.
Yay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so when you touch the sword, it either doesn't like that, or I don't know.
When you go down from the pain before you speak, because it does bring you to your knees, you see an image of Haruto with the sword on his hip during feudal Japan.
Anything else from that one?
Give me a minute.
I'm gonna go help Henry up to his feet as best I can. He's a big guy.
Just kind of put my hand on your shoulder and carefully push down to push myself up so as to not crumple you. Yeah, that one came with pictures this time.
What did you see?
It is definitely Haruto's sword. I saw him back a long time ago with that sword on his hip.
Do you think maybe you should try touching the sword?
Yeah. No, but I'll do it.
Give it a minute. Get yourself feeling right. And then we'll give it a try.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
I'll make my way over and firmly grab it.
You firmly grab it. Do me another roll.
No whammies, no whammies.
And not being able to fully make out what it's saying. It's very loud but not painful. It goes, yes, take that. I need you to take that.
Okay. Good call on the sword, guys. I'm grabbing it and I am quickly leaving. And telling Sir to grab Emma's box on his way out.
Giggity.
I mean, you did just firmly grasp something, so I'll grab a box. That's okay.
All right, I guess we're leaving.
You get a ping on your phone, Jeff.
Yeah.
One of your employees at the escape room denoted that they have a letter that was delivered via your pigeon.
Okay. Well, do you think we can swing by my place real quick on the way back?
Of course.
Yeah. Because that's intriguing. Apparently I have a letter that my pigeon brought back.
From where?
Well, it was supposed to be keeping watch at the other church. So
Somebody found it.
I'm wondering if it's the priest.
He
Duncan
did say
said
he'd
he...
update us.
Yeah. So that might be what we're doing. Okay. Alright, let's get going. And once everybody's out, I'm going to try and shut the door and make it as best as possible look like it's not broken open. Just so that it's not, at first glance obvious that somebody was in there.
Okay. So you guys make your way out the front door. I'm assuming all together.
I'd probably stagger it.
Oh. All right. I know I'll be out first, at least.
And I'm going out Emma's window.
Okay. As you guys leave, Henry, when you go out, the lady's still standing there. She just kind of looks over at you and cocks her head, nods. Goes back to kind of like looking at her feet.
Give her a knock and or knock. No, give her a nod and
Knocks her out.
Have a good night.
And then, as sir, as you come out, she is starting to walk away.
I'm gonna walk that direction. Like, not make it obvious that I'm following her, but I'm gonna like cross the street and then walk the same direction that she's going.
Okay. How long do you plan on doing that?
I'm gonna do it as soon as I start doing it. I'm gonna message the group and say, tailing this woman just in case. I'll be back, and I'm gonna do it for about 5 minutes.
You do realize you're still carrying the box of plants, right?
I do. Yes.
Okay. A couple of blocks away, she finally stops, turns, and looks straight at you.
I'm gonna keep walking like I don't notice her. And if possible, I'm going to keep walking past her.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I'm past her, I'm gonna make like a right turn.
Okay. And she just watches you. Boldly, like no attempt to obfuscate that she's doing it.
I'd assume that like probably as I'm passing her, I would kind of notice like she's staring at me and just kind of look at her. And then just like I'm minding my own business, like kind of look at her weird, maybe try and look at her weird, like I've got emotions or something.
Okay.
And then keep going. And I'm gonna pull my phone out and message them and just say, whoever she is, she's on to me. I'm looping back now.
Jeff, you get, of course, down the ladder, and as you're breaching the other side of the building, you see Sir following this woman in his typical fashion as you make your way to the vehicle.
If I'm watching them, I'm probably going to hang back in the shadow of the building for a minute while I watch what's going on.
Okay.
And especially given that I probably got the text message as I was coming down the fire escape.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to keep watching, see what she does after he makes his attempt at nonchalantly going away.
Yeah. So they're several blocks away, so it's highly unlikely you can actually see them. At least without any kind of detail.
Yeah. Like, I can probably make out the two figures, but leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. Once he veers off to the right and out of sight, she turns and continues walking on her side of the road.
Okay. Once she's out of sight, I'm going to make my way to the car.
All right. After a little bit of time passes, Sir convenes back to the vehicle with both of you.
I'm gonna get in the car and start it and just like drive in the direction that she went.
Okay. As you are driving, you do happen to see her waiting at a bus stop.
Waiting at a bus stop?
Waiting.
Oh.
On one of the main roads.
Yeah, no, she's just really friendly with the bus stop and she wanted to let know it was here.
I was like, it's not a taxi. Jeff, can you see where that bus line goes?
Yeah, what street are we on?
Whatever street we're on.
Whatever street you're on, because I honestly didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah, no, we'll just
Main
say I
Street.
know.
It would be the same street that Emma lives on, so I'd assume we would know.
Yeah, and I'll just look up bus lines on that street and kind of slowly narrow it down as to what bus it would be, because normally that sort of information is, on the bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I can easily discern just
You
from
can go
knowing
onto
that
the
there's
website.
Yeah.
You can go on the website and see pick up and drop off times for each area.
Yeah. Most transportation, like in major cities, have those available for people to plan their routes.
Well, yeah, but that normally involves knowing what bus actually stops there. You normally know which bus you're getting.
Oh, it's different. It's different here.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
It's
pull
all
up a
based
map.
on routes, because our buses in the U.S. they go in and out of service, so it's whatever bus they can send down it.
Fair enough. The way it works over here is every route, even if the bus itself changes, the route number stays the same. So the bus number stays the same, so you'd know that you're getting, say, the X21, and that will always do the same route. Doesn't matter which physical bus it is.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, our displays are similar, It'll display a route number and then what it is. But most of the time you will only see, like, if you were in like a major hub area, that would be the only time that would be really relevant, because multiple buses pass through there. On an outskirt area like you're in right now, it would really be only one route.
Gotcha. So it's more than likely only going to be one
Mm-hmm.
route. Yeah, one service, one bus. Okay. That's easier to figure out then. So yeah, I'll figure out where else that bus route goes.
That bus route goes from a good chunk past where Emma's apartment is situated, all the way into downtown Nashville, where the main hub for the bus stations are located.
Okay, so it could be anywhere from here to the bus station, to the main hub in Nashville. If we wanted to figure out where she's going, we'd need to follow the bus.
How many stops are there between here and there?
Between the stop that she grabbed to the actual bus center, you're looking at about 20 stops.
I mean, we're heading that way anyway. Might as well.
Alright, do you want to find somewhere to park and wait for her to get on the bus?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna park somewhere down, maybe like a couple blocks away, parking lot or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then just wait for her to get on the bus. And then I'm gonna route to the next bus stop. Not following the bus. I'm gonna go like out and around and try and get there quicker.
And you're gonna like frog leap that the whole way through?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
And I'll be constantly waiting at the next bus stop. And as soon as the doors close on the bus and I don't see her get off, I'm moving on.
Okay. So eventually, you see her get off of the bus. And Henry recognizes this area as being very close to the park and the Vanderbilt University campus.
Alright, so we see her get off. Now what do we want to do? Do we want to follow her on foot?
Is there any one of us that she didn't see?
Yeah, me.
I mean, you are better in the shadows.
Yeah, fuck it. Let me go. Let me get out.
Do we have any Bluetooth, anything like that?
I mean, we've all got radios that we've had for a while.
That's right.
Comms. So yes?
Well, I was thinking
we still have them?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking something more a little discreet. That way it could be like if he did get caught, like he was on the phone talking to somebody.
Well, I thought like what we had were like TAC comms. It'd be like earpiece and...
Yeah, they could be hidden that way. And nobody's really going to notice what kind of earpiece from far away.
Mm-hmm.
There should be some on the charger in the Humvee, because this is one of your service vehicles. No, you're not in the
No, it's
Humvee.
not.
You're in the... Yeah, no, you don't
Yeah.
have them. You
Yeah.
don't have them.
That's why I asked for Bluetooth. If anybody was carrying any Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah, you are in Sean's SUV, so you have nothing available to you.
Dig around Sean's glove box.
I mean, I've probably got some. Whether or not I've got them on me is another matter. That I will leave up to you to decide whether or not I was carrying them.
Probably not, because you
Yeah.
kind of left more in a hurry than anything.
Yeah, kind of what I figured. I've got my phone on me if I get spotted.
If you do, immediately
I'll
call
run.
us.
Yeah.
And we'll coordinate where to pick you up.
Yeah. Alright. I'll get out and... Where's the...
What kind of phone do you have?
I haven't got a clue.
Let's say, can we do the drop a pin thing? Like do the GPS locator thing so I know where you're at? I don't want you to get staked again, good buddy.
Oh, probably can do that.
As you guys are discussing this and trying to figure out who's gonna follow it and what kind of tech you have available to you, one of you looks up and realizes she's gone.
Yep. I'm just heading the direction I saw her and activating Cloak of Shadows.
Okay, roll me
Sorry,
a...
not Cloak of Shadows. Unseen Passage.
There you go. I was gonna say, rouse check?
Yep. Rouse check is necessary.
How hungry is our little Jeff gonna get?
Oh, I'm at max.
Hmm.
So that's fun.
You're at max?
Wait. You remove hunger, don't you? You
Yeah.
remove the points. Okay, so
You should
I've
be
got 1 point left.
from... Okay. I need you to roll a frenzy check.
It wants my willpower. It's wanting me to put in a whole bunch of values. Give me a second.
You're fine.
3 successes.
Think that saves you. But as soon as you rouse the blood, you feel the beast creep up and just take hold of your mind. All you can think about, all that you can smell, and you can have the reminiscent taste of iron and wetness in your mouth. You don't care anymore where this girl went. You need blood, and that is all that matters right now.
He's gonna eat her.
Problem solved, I guess.
You don't even care about following her right now. You are looking around for the closest person to you. You guys notice as soon as he gets out that he's not quite right.
Would I recognize some of the things he's going through right now?
Yes, up until he disappears.
Oh, okay. Well, I have his GPS on, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna follow that. I'm just gonna stay in the car. Like, Henry, we lost him. We gotta follow him.
You're not full frenzy, Jeff, but you cannot think about anything else other than food right now.
I'm gonna look around and see if there's any animals.
Right. There is a stray dog over by some trash cans.
Sorry, Papa. That's where I'm going.
As you get closer, you hear the dog kind of like scooching stuff around, trying to eat something that it's in a package. And as soon as it feels your presence near it, it kind of backs up and begins to growl at the space that you take up. And as you reach towards it, it tries to bite your hand, even though it can't see you. And then scampers away.
Shit. Yeah, I'm surging.
As you continue up the road where the direction she was heading in, you notice that you're amongst a bunch of business buildings. Eventually you hear a trash can get knocked over, and it sounds like two cats are fighting.
I'm gonna head in that direction.
All right. While they're hissing and pissing at each other, you manage to grab one of them. And as you sink your teeth into its fur and its blood hits your mouth, you are completely disgusted.
Yup.
It does not replenish hunger for you. As soon as you drop the corpse to the ground, you proceed to vomit up the blood.
Knew I should have taken animal succulents. Motherfucker.
As you round the bend on the same road and search for food, you see a bar, an Irish pub. And it looks to be like a couple of people are coming out of it.
I'm gonna hang around nearby. I just realized my invisibility is now broken, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna hang out in the shadows nearby. Watch for anybody that seems particularly drunk and maybe heading my way.
So you are standing at like the drive area, I'm assuming? Not quite on the lot, but right next to the road.
A bit further back if I can stay in the shadows, try not to be seen.
Okay. You can do that if you crouch between cars.
That works.
Okay. After about 5 minutes or so, someone comes out of the pub and starts walking pretty much your direction as they're heading to one of the cars. And they're talking over the trunk of the car to somebody else that had come out along with them. A little bit of time passes and they eventually wave by and they go to get their keys out of their pocket and they kind of shimmy over to the door. They are in arm's reach of you.
One quick check to make sure that nobody's looking, and then I'm going to grab them.
Okay.
Covering their mouth and biting down.
I need to do a strength and stealth check. You need to hit both of these dice in order to do this.
Both is right.
Hell yeah. Yeah. One swift move, you yank on his wrist and pull him down to you as you clamp your hand around his mouth on the other side, and you just bite in to the neck just at where it meets that muscle that goes along the top of the shoulder. Not the best spot in the world, but you're starving, so you don't care. Now, I need you to roll me another frenzy check to make sure you don't kill him. Good fucking job.
Oh, shit.
As his blood goes into you, the warmth is amazing. And as your beast starts to quiet down, you start hearing his heartbeat and realize it's getting faint, and you pull away. I want you to give yourself 2 hunger points back. And as he's laying there kind of like dazed, you notice that he is wearing a Sandman t-shirt. He is of your feeding type.
Oh, even better. So now that I'm a little bit more aware of myself and everything else, I am going to clean up the wound, and I'm going to sit him down in his car, hopefully that he wakes up thinking he just fell asleep.
Okay. You do from there. At this point, you have no idea where she went.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to start heading back to the car, and I'm going to send them a message saying, ran into a complications dealt with, but I lost her.
I'll see it, and I'll just keep driving to the GPS point and pick him up.
Henry, you recognize this bar as the place where you and Duncan drove to meet up with Amber.
Oh boy.
So once they get there, I'm just going to get in the car and just be like, I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing.
Okay, did you find her?
No, I lost her almost immediately. That was too close.
What, did she, like, see you or something? Or
No, I just need to pay more attention about how much I've eaten.
Ah. Yeah, it usually helps. Oh.
Should we keep driving around in hopes we'll find her?
I don't think we're gonna find her if she doesn't want to be found.
I mean, if she came to the college town or at a bar, there's likely to be college people here. Why don't we go describe her and see if anyone's seen her? Make up some story about her having dropped something. I'm trying to get it back to her.
We could.
At that, I'm gonna get out of the car and just head into the bar.
Okay.
Guess we're doing this.
I'll get out of the car and follow him.
Are you gonna
I'm
get
just
in a
gonna
parking spot first?
I mean, I assume we're parked on the side of the street where we picked him up.
Yeah, there's no parking there. You have to actually go into the lot.
Ah, well, then I'll go into the lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to stay here. I'm not risking anything more tonight.
That's probably for the best, bud.
Okay. Henry, you get to the front. Of course, they ask for ID.
I'm gonna just look at the dude and shrug my shoulders at him because I don't think I've got an ID yet. Because I didn't have one previously, and I have not specifically gone out and gotten one. So,
Gentlemen, like I say, I'm sorry, dude. It's after hours. You have to be old enough to drink to come in at this point.
is it even physically possible for me to not be old enough? Look at me.
It's not the point. Without an ID, we legally cannot allow you in.
But you just say you saw my ID, and then I'll go in, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Look, dude, I don't know you. I'm not gonna risk my job and potentially legal stuff for someone I don't know. You need to find a different place to go or go find your ID.
I'm gonna just try and be scary and be like, risk your job. That's not what's at risk here.
All right, can you intimidate? Let's see here. Can you actually intimidate? Manipulation and intimidation. And I want to see 6 or better. At least 3 successes.
Nope.
He just kind of gets really firm, crosses his arms across his chest, squints his eyes at you and goes, "I've seen better, dude. Go kick rocks."
Listen,
At this point, do I walk up?
just looking for someone, okay?
Doesn't matter. You're not looking for them in here.
Have I shown up yet?
Yes.
So now I walk up, I see Henry. And now he's dealing with 2 dudes that are 7 foot tall.
Doesn't care. Doesn't even flinch. Just looks and go, "What do you want? You got your ID?"
I'm gonna pull out my ID. I'm gonna show it to him.
Looks at it and goes, "Okay."
Would I have a military ID?
No.
Okay.
You're a PMC, not an actual military.
I show it to him and be like, what's going on with him?
He doesn't have an ID. He can't come in.
Poor guy looks like he needs a drink bad.
Doesn't matter.
I don't even want to drink.
I pull out just like a money clip. And I'm like, yeah, no,
No.
no.
So, how does the Masquerade feel about broken laws?
As long as it doesn't lead to people suspecting you as supernatural, in general, law breaking is kind of like at your discretion.
Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna push past him.
Okay. At that point, he turns and goes, "You motherfucker." Looks at you, sir, nods, leans over, grabs a baseball bat.
I'm gonna grab the baseball bat out of his hands.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, no. There are many situations where you can use this. This is not one of them. And I'm gonna try and snap it over my knee.
All right. Give
Do I need to roll
me
anything?
strength and brawl, because you're brawling yourself basically. Let me see what you get. Oh yeah, you just fucking. And dude just kind of sits there and looks at you, looks at the bat, looks at you, goes, I don't get paid enough for this bullshit, and proceeds to walk past you back to the parking lot.
Look at Henry. Well, guess we got access.
All right, good. Now for the fun.
As you go into the second set of doors, you see a dance floor, and there is, to your shock and dismay, it is an entire building full of gothic people.
Okay. Well, time for me to pick the closest one and happily go up to him and just say, excuse me, I'm looking for someone. Have you seen this person? And then I'm going to describe the lady.
Okay. As soon as you reach out to grab the closest person, it is a lady, early 40s. She's got really curly hair cut into a wedge style, and she has a septum piercing and is wearing a tight-fitted baby doll shirt, a short skirt, and some striped pink and black tights. And she just kind of turns around and gives you this stink eye. What do you want?
Like I said, I'm looking for someone. They lost something. I'm trying to get it back to them. We were trying to catch up to them, and we lost them around here. And I don't know if they'd be in here. They look like they might be in here, but I don't know because I didn't see where they went. So, have you seen them?
Well, I haven't described anybody.
Good God. Well, she's like this tall. I'm gonna hold my hands up to about the height that she came up to on me.
Mhm.
Dark hair. Just wearing some boots. Sir, you got any more?
And she starts looking around and like holds her hand up as a serving tray and proceeds to make a wide motion to the rest of the room. Dark hair, boots.
He had pleather pants.
Proceeds to point out a couple of people that are also wearing pleather pants.
She also had a colored satin, business-looking shirt.
What color?
For the life of me, I can't remember now. Getting covered up by all the passive aggressiveness.
Oh, this isn't passive. This is just my face and just the way I am. I don't think anybody's wearing a colored dress shirt here. There's a couple wearing like white business shirts because they do the whole corporate goth thing, but like that's it. And about that time, a guy comes walking up. He's wearing like a band shirt and a pair of dress slacks, and is holding 2 drinks. And he's got a very like chiseled jaw, slightly olive skin tone, short military styled hair, and hands her a drink. And he's like, Nicole, who are your friends? She responds, I don't know, they just came in and started asking me questions. They're looking for somebody? And she proceeds to relay what you guys told her. I don't think anyone's here wearing something like that today. I know Lauren wears stuff like that sometimes, but she's not wearing that tonight.
You said Lauren?
Yeah.
Who's that?
It's a friend of mine, but she's out of town right now.
Does she smoke black cigarettes?
Proceeds to like side look. Lots of people here smoke black cigarettes. They're
Yes,
called
I can
cloves.
see that's a theme here.
Yeah, it kind of is. No, she's part of a belly dancing troupe, and they're touring right now, so she's not even in town.
Does she have a last name?
Not that I'm sharing with you.
You sure?
I don't know you, dude. Like, why would I give you personal information about somebody?
We're just trying to return something that was lost to her.
Understandable, but you can leave it with the bar, or you can leave it with one of us. That's up to you. Or you can wait and try another night.
Well, I guess we'll just try another night then.
Nice to meet you. And
Yeah.
Nicole turns to him and he turns to her and they're like, oh. And they're like, okay, let's go over here. And they walk away.
Well, at least we got a potential name. Could be nothing, but, you know. Whatever. We should probably get back before Emma's plants die and she kills us.
Good enough. Also got to return our vehicle.
Oh, yeah. And Hungry Boy probably needs a nap, huh?
You guys going back to the car?
Yep.
Jeff, they get back in the vehicle with you.
How did we do?
Swimmingly. Got a first name, possibly.
Yeah.
Lauren.
I mean, no matter which way you look at it, we did get a first name. It's just may not be for our person.
Oh, that went that well, did it?
I don't want to hear it, Mr. Hunger Man.
Yeah, no, I asked for that one.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're driving back to return Sean's vehicle?
Yep.
Okay. Y'all get there and park. Sean is sitting in his usual spot. This time he is standing and watching videos.
I walk back up to him. Before we get there, I'm gonna say,
Jeff, you mind getting us an Uber picked up at the church?
Yeah. Give me a few minutes. I need to call back at my place first. Go pick up that letter.
Of course, yes. Why don't we just get picked up from there?
Yeah, that works.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, sure.
and then when we get there, I'll park it back in the same spot that he lent it to us in.
Okay.
And I'll walk back up.
Here you go, Sean.
And I hand him the keys, and I'll throw him some money for gas.
Okay. Hope it helped. Have a good night.
Much appreciated. It's been a long one.
Sorry to hear that. I hope everything turns out okay.
So do I. Let us know if, there's any developments. I'm sure we'll hear it from the trio first.
Yeah, they don't really tell me much. I just watch the door.
He does the awkward, two-step walk away thing again.
Oh god. Okay. Alright, you meet with the others outside at the bottom of the steps.
Yeah.
Y'all making
Back
y'all's
to you,
way
Jeff.
over.
Yeah, over to my place.
Mm-hmm. As you guys walk up the hill, there's really nobody on the streets. It's well after midnight at this point. The air is still very crisp and only getting crisper on your skin as it seems that fall is moving into the area. As you get to the front end of your escape room, the lights are off, other than the security lights.
I'm just gonna head in, see if anybody's still at the desk. If not, I'm just gonna look around the front desk for the letter.
Yeah, no one's there. They've already locked up and left for the evening. You do find the letter just kind of sitting there where your mail is typically at.
Alright, I'm just gonna open it up straight away and see if I can get a general gist of what it's who it's from at least before heading into the car.
Okay. Couple of first lines are very basic of, I don't know you. I don't think I met you, but this is in regards to the young man that I talked to the other night. Or last night? The other night?
It was last night.
Last night. No, it was the other night.
Night before last.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to keep reading?
I'll get in the car and read it in there. Oh, there's no car. Well, I'll get in the car when the Uber gets here.
Okay. Um, about 10 minutes pass and the Uber pulls up. And it is a little Honda Civic hatchback.
Yeah. Hop in, I'll get in the back and read through the letter. I'll give them the address and then read through the letter.
Okay. So somebody's gonna have to sit in the back with him, and they're going to be very, very scrunched.
I mean, I don't think it matters where. I think both Henry and I are both going to be very scrunched.
All right. What address did you give him to go to?
Please, not the actual address.
No, just street nearby.
The gas station on the corner at the end of the outlet.
That'll work.
Okay. And they're obviously quiet, very uncomfortably quiet, because there's some very sketchy, very big dudes that just got in his vehicle. He fumbles with the radio for a few minutes and then just kind of turns on like a rock station because he made an assumption about your appearance. And as you're reading through the letter, it goes on to, this is a bit strange. So there was a mouse that I was supposed to give information to, but the mouse seemed more fond of making sure that I did something with this pigeon. I guess this letter is to let you know that the bishop has a meeting with somebody I suspect is not good. The meeting should be tomorrow at night. Regards, Father John.
Okay. Well, I'll fill you guys in on this when we get back.
Assuming not much discussion happens along the route because of who you are with, and they drop you off at the gas station on the corner. You guys have about a 10-minute walk to get back to the Haven.
Once the car's taken off, then I'll relay the info on the letter. Okay. Seems like this is from the priest. There is apparently a meeting going down tomorrow that we should probably be somewhat there for.
I don't think it'd be. I think it'd be beneficial if we tried to stay out of it as much as possible. Maybe cover the entrances, see who goes in and out.
Yeah. Kind of what I meant, but...
Then again, based on tonight, maybe we just go in guns a-blazing. Because it's, espionage thing's not really working out for us.
Yeah, and it's definitely more fun that way if I have a say in it.
And we know Duncan would like that, but we were told to play this cool. Because attacking a church is going to draw attention.
Oh no, we'd wait till he's gone. We'd wait till he's left the church. Or they.
Oh, so you're thinking more pick up. Take our own hostages.
I just had a plan. What if... We need to determine how this person is getting to the church. If they're being driven privately, or if they're going to be taking a ride somewhere. Maybe we could act as the pickup. And instead of taking them to their destination, we could take them back here.
That's...
I mean, that could work.
Yeah, that could work.
But we won't know until day of.
Might be easier to pick him up after the meeting.
That's what I mean. Once he gets there, we'll have just enough time to figure out how we want to bag him. Or if we just want to find a way to listen in. I think we should listen in either way, but if we want to bag him, we can figure that out then.
Time passes, y'all eventually hit the lot that is your Haven.
Okay. So we're going in, and I am very, very happily marching in with that box of stuff. On, hey, Emma.
Upon seeing the box, I will squeal and snatch it from you and open it.
Wow, not even a thank you.
Oh, thank you!
Uh,
And then I'll pull out my almost dead plants and glare at Henry like it's his fault.
I had nothing to do with this, but look, listen. We found some stuff, and some shit happened.
You found stuff?
Yeah, we found some stuff. There was like some weird scribbles outside your window. So that was cool. And there was also like this lady that was outside. We tried to follow her, but we lost her, and maybe got her name, maybe. So there's
That
that.
information is not useful in the least.
Well, I mean, you know,
Cross-reference the name with the students in the class and see if it's.
yeah, that.
We can do that.
So what's with the sword?
That was in Haruto's place, and like I was getting yelled at by the voices, and then I grabbed it, and then they stopped. So I don't think I can ever let this go. Apparently.
Did his place look weird? Like it was ransacked or
Nah,
anything?
his plants were dying, but you know,
Did you bring those?
no, they're not yours. They're his.
Well, he would want me to take care of them.
Yeah, I'm not stealing something from a Primogen's apartment except for what the voices tell me to. So, you know.
Good to know how the hierarchy works in your head, bud.
Listen.
The hierarchy in his head has all control.
The court will kill me. The voices will make it slow. So, I'm fine.
You don't sound very convinced.
Listen, it's been a couple of days, okay? Leave me alone. Anyway, that name? Do you want the name?
I think he's asking you, Emma.
Yes, I will take the name.
Okay. So, are you going to cross-reference it to the students' roster for the class?
Yes.
Okay. It is not on there.
Okay.
Does the roster thing have like pictures of the people?
You could use the names to look up student profiles, like Facebook profiles and Instagram and things of that nature.
Then I'm going to do that with all of the female names.
Okay.
And each one that I find, or if there's a list of people with that name, I'll turn the laptop and be like, is this who you saw? Is this who you saw? Is this who you saw?
What is everyone doing while she is digging through that?
At this point, we're how late in the night?
We're looking at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just text a description to Amber and see if she recognizes anyone by that description.
Of course, you don't get a response.
Well, yeah, but you know.
Now, how did you describe her to her? Because your description skills with the 2 club goers was kind of rough.
Pretty much the same way that I did with the added like pleather pants thing that Sir added, and then I'm gonna mention that apparently she might be a belly dancer or something. I don't know. So it's not gonna be helpful in the end, but I gotta do it.
Okay. So, other than one student, Emma, one female student, during your attempts, shows up pictures that no one recognized. When you get to the one student, you don't find any actual pictures of them. They've got profiles, You can't see anything as far as like what they look like.
That one girl from my class, did I get her name?
You did.
Do I remember it?
Let's see how your memory's working today. Let's do intelligence, and I think insight would probably be the best way because you're trying to pull up your own memory. Nope.
Well, you see,
You got a banging headache though.
I'll hold my head, go, Francesca? No. Susan? Nah. Meredith? Nah. I don't know. It was a person.
As you were looking through the class roster, you do recognize the name, and so not running off of memory, but actual like thought process and the things in hand. You realize it is Megan Eldridge.
Megan.
That is also the person's profile you cannot see a picture of.
I am going to take a piece of paper, write that name, and then pin it on the board.
Okay, let me get you the proper spelling of it.
And since Henry brought me some art supplies, I will find a red writing utensil and write it in red.
Wow. Okay, there you are. Okay. That is the spelling.
Emma, would it be possible to cross-reference the list of your classmates to the records of tenants in your building?
I don't have access to that. To the tenants, anyway.
I look at Jeff. How you feeling?
I can try, but that's usually fairly private shit, fairly well locked up.
I'd try the white pages, I guess.
Especially a building that is intended for Toreador Primogen and Toreador members.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be more prevalent to ask some Toreador then.
If I look at the white pages and type in that name, could I see if that matches any, like, information in there of, like, in, you know, how many people with that name in the town?
There is a total of 2 with M. Eldritch or Megan with that particular spelling with an E initial.
Okay. I will write down those as well. Just, you know, something that we could potentially go off if we need it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anybody else have anything that they want to go over?
I was sparring with William all night.
I believe it. Sniffing each other's butts and everything.
I am just out of it. I'm still kind of flustered by the fact that I almost frenzied.
Jeff's having a rough time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a little.
Henry is too. I mean, you've all had your rough times so far. All right, guys. So if no one else has anything they want to do in character, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the evening. So with that being said, I hope everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah!
And we appreciate everyone who came out to hang out with us and watch and make snarky remarks about things and sing along and all that other fun stuff. We should be back. Where is my thingy here? July 5th for our next episode. It will be the last one for this season. So after this, we will be taking a kind of an extended break so I can do some world building and get the next major arc implemented. So look forward to seeing you all then.